so they can now see us, and then they can now hear you guys.
Oh
Uh,
my
hey everyone!
gosh.
Hope you guys are all doing well. My name is D'Angelo Murillo. Welcome to my channel. Tonight we're gonna play Emerald Templars, which is a game of my own creation. I have the physical sample copy, so there's a lot of mistakes in this one, but nevertheless, physical copy. It's real, and I am super excited to be able to play a campaign, post sort of publishing and going live and everything like that, with some dear friends of mine here, to be able to check out the system, showcase it off to anyone who's very interested, like in it, to show a wide range of what the game sort of offers, and a lot of the mechanics that are in it as well. So. Yeah, before I go any further, let's go ahead and go around the room and have everyone introduce themselves. Now, if you've never been a guest to my channel, you this is probably new to you, but I do have a rule that is that when you are on my channel and you are going to present yourself, you have to do so with your full chest. You have to take pride in yourself because you're amazing and wonderful in every single way. And if you do, then for one roll this evening of your choice, you get a 10% bonus to a roll of your choice. And then if you actually choose to be humble or very just ooh woo I don't matter or anything like that, then you'll get a negative 10% to one of the rolls of my choice towards you. So it's in your best interest just to celebrate yourself and be amazing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and go to Daniel.
Oh, hi. Hello. My name is Daniel. I'm playing Mateo. My pronouns are he, they, and yeah, I'm super excited to be here. You can find me on twitch.tv/nightlycan. That's night with a K, not without. And
That's your arch
yeah,
nemesis. Yeah.
my arch nemesis, Nightlycan.
Night, night without a K.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. And then yes, and then going over to Happy Caster.
Hello, I'm Maria, also known as Happy Capster everywhere on the internet. I use they, she pronouns. Tonight I'm going to be playing Sadi, who also uses they, she pronouns. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch, as well as a TTRPG performer and content creator as part of Goblin Society Games. And I'm so excited and nervous to be here.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And then Isabel.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. My pronouns are they, she, he. Today I am playing Maeve Rose, whose pronouns are she, they. And I am a TTRPG writer, performer. I'm an engineer by day. You can catch me over on Pluto Cleric's Twitch channel and also on the Initiative Order.
Perfect. And then our guest for this evening, the very amazing PJ.
Hi everyone, my name is PJ McGaw. You can find me over at my channel, Nat20 Productions Official on Twitch, especially if you like Pathfinder 2e content and our flagship show Edge of Legend, which is now in its 3rd season. Also just did some recording today for Vampire the Masquerade podcast over at Queen's Court Games. I'm a very busy guy, but I've been loving making my character, Darix, and I'm really excited to finally get my hands on the finished Emerald Templars. So, let's go!
Oh my gosh. For this, it is actually the first session, again, post publishing of Emerald Templars. So there may even be some stuff that we have to stop and look at, but that's cool. We're all here to learn the game and everything. And once again, Emerald Templars uses a very unique system that is different from most TTRPGs that are sort of out there. So it might take us a little bit to get everything rolling and going, but it's pretty chill. So a little bit of an introduction to Emerald Templars is that there is a world by the name of Arafat, and in this world, chaos magic just reigned supreme at one point, where people were able to hoard this knowledge and magical items, artifacts, tomes, and everything like that, and were able to just wreak havoc on the world. And the lower class were unable to combat this and suffered greatly because of this, and were very vulnerable. a faction was born from some of this like oppression called the Emerald Templars, which banded together, got the commoners, together to use whatever skill sets they had to be able to help overthrow these arcane tyrants and everything, to be able to help regulate the use of magic, or at least give it to everyone so they have an equal playing field. And sure enough, they had a campaign that went mostly across most of the known world, and was able to help like change the lives of a lot of people and liberate a lot of people and everything. Now that was the past. So fast forwarding into modern society, which is about maybe 500 years from their most prominent sort of time. The Emerald Templars have been reduced to so more of a symbolic, honorific sort of chapter and faction and everything, where most governments can use their own military to be able to regulate the use of, magic that goes a little bit chaotic and everything like that, and cults and all that. But they still exist to honor the memory of what the Emerald Templars once stood for. And a lot of people who join the Emerald Templars now no longer join because of this, like, the cause, the mission, of like helping to defend the realm. They more so do it to be able to take, time off their criminal record or sentence rather, or debt society. To be able to get money to open their own business, go to college, to be able to get renowned, to say, like, I served our community, you should vote for me in the next, political election or whatever. Or, honor bound, where their people were saved back in the day, and they're like, you know what, every firstborn from, each generation will go and serve the Emerald Templars for a couple years, and just to honor our oath and everything. But no matter how you sort of join the Emerald Templars, it is still like you never really meant to like fight evil or go into these terrible places and be able to risk your lives. It was just more like glorified community service, which is a lot of people associate the Emerald Templars with. So with that knowledge, fast forwarding you guys like into where you are currently, we're gonna say that you guys are like just running down a like dark hallway that is like probably 10 feet wide and 15 feet tall and everything. The map here doesn't quite represent the scene initially, but you're going down this hallway, and the floor itself is very kind of like rough stone, very dark, kind of wet a little bit, and you can't quite like see too far into here. Some of you have torches, you can clearly see with your torchlight and everything like that, but that this is your final exam to prove to the faction that you are worthy of like bearing the skull and crown and becoming full-fledged Emerald Templars. And so as you guys are making your way down this hallway with just accomplishing so many exercise obstacles and everything like that, and combat scenarios, let's go ahead and have you guys go opposite order and introduce your character and your Emerald Templar. And you can feel free to tell, or I guess recruit, and tell us why they joined the faction and what led them here. So we're going to start with Darix.
All right. Hi, my name is Darix. I have a bit of an empty nest problem right now. You see, I used to have a bunch of kids, but they didn't want nothing to do with me no more. So I turned all my passions into animals. I got these pets, these great pets. And, I got a nice little punch belly from maybe drinking too much and eating too much. I got this one bad eye, and I have to use my cheaters if I'm going to read anything. But, I really think that guys like me, we're meant to survive the worst because we get it all the time. So I'm here about 2.5 feet tall with a wispy white mohawk of like a middle-aged kind of gobbo, because I really do think that I can show up with my giant tiger named Puppy and this massive wolf named Kitten, and I know that we're gonna do something special, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to do something special and maybe get enough money to open my own kennel, or hell, who knows, maybe my kids will come back home and we can catch up. One of those two things.
Perfect. And then going over to Maeve.
Yeah, so I'm Maeve Rose. Maeve is an Oni. So think sort of like typical fantasy, sort of like tiefling, but they are purple skinned, and they have 3 sort of twisting black horns coming out of their head and sort of long flowing white hair. They are also significantly taller than than our wonderful Dareks. They are 7 foot 2 inches,
Oh my
not
god.
including their horns. So yeah, very tall and sort of like lanky build, not very muscular. Wearing these sort of like uh comfortable like desert robes, like very much like um covering a lot, but very like flowy and comfortable. And the reason they joined the Templars is because they are actually from Weija, and they were a necromancy student at the university, and they were unable to complete their courses there for almost no fault of their own. They'll have you know. They were very unjustly expelled, in their own opinion. And so now they are joining the Emerald Templars to sort of make a fresh start and make some money so they can start their own business.
Perfect. And then next to them is Sadi.
Sadi is a little bit on the shorter side for like a humanoid, probably around like 5'3" or so. Um, uh, is a little bit slighter build. At first glance, the most prominent feature is the fact that their entire face is completely white, like bone white, as it's not quite bone, but it's absolutely painted white, with black circles around the eyes. This beautiful scroll work, also painted in black. But it's not paint. It's not actual paint. It's just their face. Their hair is exceptionally dark black, very voluminous, and you can tell it gets in her way a lot. But they've tried to like put it up and pin it up as best as they can. They on close inspection, you can see that there's a very slight tip to their ears, and every once in a while when they get a little bit annoyed or really happy, you can see very small tusks kind of protruding from the bottom of their lip. But they're also from Weija, specifically from the town of Nazria. They would absolutely say, and it wouldn't be hard to also, their last name, I think to some people in that area is a little bit familiar. But they joined the Emerald Templars. At least they said it's to kind of prove that they're supposed to be here. Because they died once and now they're not dead anymore. So that's what they say. That's why they say they're here, at least.
That's cool. Yeah, you can just tell everyone what you've told your companions, and you can keep whatever else close to chest. Yeah, so that's great.
Wink.
Yeah, wink. And then Mateo.
My name is Mateo Villalobos, and I have traveled very far from the Mariposa region. I own a wildlife rehabilitation sanctuary there that has unfortunately fallen on hard times recently, and that's what led me to join the Emerald Templars. Many around me didn't find that too favorable, as my city's relationship with the Emerald Templars isn't the greatest. But sometimes you must do what you need to do to make ends meet. And if it means getting to help some people along the way, then I think I'm all the better for it. I am a member of the Order of the Butterfly, and I am sorry, I'm still getting over being sick. I am a member of the Order of the Butterfly, and with my sword and shield and large build, hopefully I can help my allies and keep them safe.
Perfect. And then, really quick, what are your guys' ages? Super fast. So Darks, you sound like you're like middle age or elder. Which
I'm middle aged, so
middle age? Got it.
I
Yeah.
think goblins live to be about 150, 200, so I put them about 50.
Sure. Yeah. And then Maeve.
Maeve is young. Yeah. So
Perfect.
I wrote on my character sheet 25, but whatever that
Sure,
is in
yeah.
Oni years, right?
That's totally cool. Yeah. And then Sadi.
Sadi looks like they're 17. They are not. They
Like
they wouldn't
17
straight
plus
up-
70.
Yes.
It's like-
It's yeah, 17 plus an extra maybe like 10 or 15-ish years on top of that. Yeah, but they look really young. They don't act young though.
Perfect. And Mateo.
Mateo is also young, but he's on the cusp of being middle-aged. He's in his late 30s, and as a Vulgani with his sort of wolfish features, he looks a little younger than he actually is.
That's so amazing. It is so wild for you guys to use the terms that I like wrote for so long and be like, hopefully someone plays this, and then like now we're here. So it's like kind of cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yes, at this time you go ahead and reach this like the door that separates you from your final like conflict, and once you pass that, you're a full-fledged member of the Emerald Templars, and your duty to the Templars starts like after that point. So whatever it is that you are looking to get, you know, whether it be your finances for your business, and like to renown to prove your worth, you know, to others in your community and all that kind of stuff, and so many other things, you know, your heart desires, it just lies beyond this door. You're the starting mission and everything. So you get to these double doors, and you find that it has a very crude sort of lock, you know, on it that kind of dangles from a chain that kind of like bars entry. How would you guys like to handle this situation?
Walking up to the door, you see a really large, big cat, like a tiger, but with ears like a lynx a little bit. It's kind of feathery tipped ears, really big fangs and claws, a little bit of stripes on it, and it seems to be wearing a beautiful hand knit leather brown riding saddle. The saddle is empty, and then you hear the gurgling, confusing, wrathful raging of a small goblin from the belly of the cat, as there's been a secondary leather strap, and he's been swooped around, riding on the belly instead, flailing around. It's like, keep it down for me. I can't. Feet are too short to reach. You stupid cat.
Maeve is gonna reach it. I'm assuming this is not the first time this has happened in our
Yeah,
going through these
you guys are
trials
like
together.
a unit. Yeah. Imagine Naruto Team 7 situation where you've like, you know, trained for a while, you know, together. So absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, Maeve will reach over and just like pull the leather strap to just like try and like right you back the other way. And just like, Derek, I thought you fixed this, but why didn't you slow? We could have helped you with it. Just pulling you upright.
Hold on. Like, my face is bright red, even though I'm a very green goblin. So it's bright red. I'm like, ugh, too much blood in my head. Ugh.
Okay, take a minute.
Oh, where's my...
Do you want me to go over your straps again?
No. I pull out an egg and a straw, and I crack the straw in the egg like a Capri Sun, and I start drinking it. Ugh. You know, when the blood goes to your head, you gotta drink an egg. It's the rules. Protein makes everything better.
Does anyone have a 6% or higher in awareness?
Yes.
Or
Okay. You notice that the walls around you are slowly like coming together as you hear the grinding, the subtle sort of grinding as different debris are just like pushing together. It's so subtle to the fact that none of your companions, unless someone else has like a 6 or above, doesn't quite notice it as they're focusing on the door or focusing on your companions, trying to help right it or whatever. But you realize you don't have much time. Yeah.
So Mateo's sort of like canine ears sort of like twitch a little bit as the sort of near imperceptible sounds of the walls closing in start to sort of grind, and he looks up, stands up alert, looks around, he stares at the wall, and starts noticing as it's slowly approaching them. And with a sudden urgency, he looks to the rest of the group, and we don't have much time. The walls are closing in on us. If we don't do anything now, I'm afraid we will be crushed.
Can I look at the lock and see?
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and do a awareness and notice. If you have criminal or investigator, then you can also add that to it. But otherwise, it'll be awareness notice. Yeah.
I got a 0.
You got a 0? Okay.
+4.
+4. All right. So with the 4, plus you're gonna gain 5 anger, stress, as you have completely failed in this task. As you suddenly start to get stressed, you're like, oh shit! Like the walls are closing in around us, and you look at this lock and you're like, I don't know anything about locks. And then you kind of look at it as seems pretty secure. As
I think it's hearing that the walls are closing in. I think I just now that it's been pointed out to me, it's all I can hear. And I'm just I don't know what to do with this. Do you guys have any ideas? I don't know what to do. And then I walk away from the door.
I have one idea. I have one solution. It works every time. I reach by my back. What's that?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Reach by my back and I pull out this massive wooden construction with a pump action base. Crack in a bolt and I aim my crossbow.
I took 7 steps back because I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, we all move back.
Yeah. You hide behind the tiger.
It's okay. It's okay. It solves all the problems. And I'm gonna.
I don't think it did the last time you tried this, though.
Well, that's because I wasn't trying. I wasn't doing my best. But now I'm doing my best because the walls are trying to kill us.
Do it this time. I believe in you.
See, Mateo's a good kid. They know what's up.
But that does stand between him and the rest of the party, however.
Yeah, with your giant shield, just
I'm squinting. I'm kind of having a hard time knock up my glasses with the back of my hand, and I pull the fire.
Sure. Okay, good. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and roll your D10, or at least D100, for your base, and then you're going to go ahead and check out your agility as well as your fight. And then go ahead and give me the total. Yeah.
Okay. That is an 82.
82. Okay, so that's a critical success. As you go ahead and sure enough, you're able to knock the bolt, you aim it, and you fire it as it goes straight. Are you aiming for the chains, or are you aiming for the lock itself to be able to... with an 82, you can do whatever you want. You have narrative control,
Yeah, my hope is, assuming it's like a traditional lock where there's a key, I'm going to shoot the bolt in there so it breaks all the tumblers, and it'll just come undone naturally.
It does. As you see that it just completely falls to the ground, and then the chains clatter, and the doors even slightly come ajar and everything. As you sort of look into the scene that you can see now on Roll20, as you see that there is a woman there that is waiting in a throne that sort of looks pretty gnarly. It's made out of this blackened wood and has some different emblems in it and everything like that. As you see that she is a very pale human with very stark white hair, with the very gnarly bone staff as well, and she kind of gets up and laughs as you all kind of walk in. Works every time. As you all rush into the room, avoiding the crushing walls and everything that continue, even though you aren't in there anymore, and eventually close. As she kind of gives a sort of sigh and goes so this is what the Emerald Templars have brought me. I swear that they get more pathetic with every year. As she goes very well then, if it is the skull and crown that you seek, then you're going to have to prove to me that you're worth it. As you see that her eyes immediately go violet as necromancy fills the air. All of you kind of feel this chill in the air as necromancy is being used, as it's very cold here. Some of you are very familiar with this. So do any of you have at least 4% in occultism, or are a necromancer or anything like that? So there's 1, 2. Okay, cool. So for Mateo and Darix, You guys are going to take 5 anxiety stress as you're watching as there's bones that are on the ground that are clattering now and through the power of necromancy coming together. And for you, Sadi, thankfully you have occultism, because as a Risen who is a being of pure necromancy, you can feel her pull in you at the core of your being. Granted, you're much more complex of a being than like any of these skeletons here, but still her pull of necromancy feels powerful here. As you realize,
I think it has a weird taste, and Sadi doesn't like it because it's gross. I
think contrasting that, I think Maeve just smiles a little bit and is looking around the room to see if she can use any of the bones herself.
Absolutely. If you already have your skeletal companion, then it's already been following you, or you can just summon it because there's a pile of bones that are also there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love when you have a pile of bones.
I personally love a pile of bones. My favorite thing. I have the Raised Superior Skeleton as my necromantic ability, but I also took, and maybe I'll have to wait until we get into initiative to do this, but I also took the spell Summon Skeletons as well.
Oh
so
my
if there are
God.
3 other piles of bones here, I could have 1 superior skeleton and 3 normal skeletons.
I feel like this is
fighting
Diablo.
for
Oh my
us.
gosh.
Love this.
So
This character sounds like so much fun to play. Holy crap.
I was
Summon an army of skeletons.
excited building this character. You have no idea.
When I did this, I was like, this would be so rad. And now I'm like, holy shit, this is like...
Oh, it turns out it's
Yeah.
rad.
You might actually
Turns
beat the
out
shit out of
it's
this
super rad.
expert necromancer, yeah.
I have a question.
Wow, that's really big. That's a big superior dude. I'm so sorry.
How do followers of Amun-Ra feel about a bunch of animated bones?
You don't like it. It's as your god is the god of life and like the
Yeah.
opposite of necromancy, you're like,
Oh,
ew,
I have a-
disgusting. Yeah.
I then have a question
Uh-huh.
about how Mateo feels about Sadi and just Risen in general.
Both of us.
We can roleplay that, don't you worry.
That would
I've
be
already-
Yeah, yeah.
so
I've-
good.
I've
I would
already
love like
been
a
thinking about
flashback
it.
or something
Okay,
about
good.
that. That would be mwah. I would love that.
In like main lore, Risen are very rare, and they're works of like very complex necromancy. Someone really had to like you or hate you to be able to bring you back from the dead and live these 200 years, you know, in this like sort of mortal coil that's very cold and like, you know, frozen in time and everything like that. And yeah, so like everyone's very, you know, unnerving unless you're from Wasia, which is more frequent of like Risen and everything like that. So that's like the top lore. How Mateo feels about it and everyone else, that's completely up to you guys. Yeah, but you also know that it was not your choice unless you decided to do it. You got it was more
Unless
than
it was in your
forced on you.
will or like something.
Exactly, yeah.
But like
Unless
a
you're-
do not, like DNN, like do not necromance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do
not
not
wake up.
raise.
When I'm
Yeah.
asleep, let me
Do
be
not
asleep,
raise.
please.
So part of the lore of Wasia, which I was reading about a lot because of my character, is that like in the city that I'm from, like the necromantic center, citizens do have to have a plan in place for their bodies. That's like part of
You
the
have to
lore.
have it written down.
You have to
or
have
else,
it written
or
down, and
else.
there's like a process and like a waiting period before your body gets sent to the university. If not,
Mhm.
That's actually really cool. I love that detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real cool.
Oh my god.
Just
so I just took 19 lucidity damage from doing that.
You're like, ah! As you like.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you see Maeve's eyes like clouding, her like vibrant like violet eyes sort of like clouding over like black for a little bit, and like trying to pull some of these bones onto her side as we enter the room.
Perfect. And then Darks, did you have a question?
no, I had a silly comment, but I can bring that up later. If we're not in combat, weapons drawn, I'm on puppy, I'm good.
Sure. And then puppy is a tiger, correct?
Yeah.
Or is it a wolf?
Or is it dog?
Or kitten is a wolf. That's right.
Yeah.
I got
Kitten
it.
is the wolf, puppy
kitten
is
is
the
the wolf,
tiger.
puppy's the tiger.
Don't worry
Okay.
about
Was
it.
there a doggo somewhere in there, or did I just make that up?
Kitten.
No, there was so kitten is the dog, aka a wolf.
Yeah.
'cause
Okay.
In the book, they're labeled as a
Got it.
canine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have creative control to choose
Gotcha.
whatever canine you want to. So it can be a tiny little
Great.
house cat, or it can be an actual tiger, whichever. And same stats across the board. So it's like, so you can do
Delicious.
it.
And considering that you can get an ability, everyone out there that likes to talk smack on Beastmasters, let me tell you how good this is. You can have them get a 1d8 weapon that they can attack with every turn instead of your secondary action. So if you want to have a little house cat, that sucker's rocking up with 6 broadswords in each hand. Just
Oh my god. That's amazing. Okay. Yes, so for initiative, what you're going to do is you're going to roll your D100 and just add your agility, essentially. And then let me know what you get for your result.
I got a 92.
Oof. Okay.
I got a 52.
Okay.
I got a 50.
50.
I think you said add agility.
Yep, yeah.
48.
48. Okay, cool. And then she ended up getting...
A 0.
Actually, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Yes.
I mean, I
It's
guess
just
that's
manifested
fine.
into being. Everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. Manifest. Yeah. So, first one up is going to go ahead, and be. Wait, I'm missing someone. Who am I missing? Derek's Mateo.
No, you're good. I think it's just listed next.
Oh,
to
Mateo and Maeve is actually okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
right
just
there.
Yeah, you
it's
got
just
us.
a weird
So Maeve,
line.
you're gonna go ahead and go first. So what you see here is one of the instructors of like the Emerald Templars, Odiva, who is a necromancer, you know, by trade and everything. She's had quite a few years. She's a veteran of the Emerald Templars and all that kind of stuff. And you see 4 summoned sort of skeletons that are here. Yeah.
Cool. Is the summon skeleton that I just did? That's part of my current turn, right? What's happening now?
Correct. Yeah. So you would have got in
Yeah.
the room and you would have like raised, yeah, everything.
Yes. So I think that that's summon skeleton is a primary, and then raise superior is a secondary. I do have the intelligence bonus that lets me cast 2 spells.
Sure.
Does that mean I can cast another primary action spell at the same time?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Then I will summon those guys, and then I will also cast Blood Bolt. You consume some of your life force in exchange for powerful magic. Deal 2d6 physical stress to yourself, and then a creature of your choice takes triple the damage that you took. And then I think I have to roll to hit as well, right?
Correct. Yeah. So you're gonna choose your
Yeah.
target, and then you're gonna go ahead and roll your D100, your intelligence, and then your focus.
Okay. Yes. I think I added it up, so I have a plus 18 to this.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I rolled a 70, so that's 88.
88. Okay, good. And who are you targeting?
I'm targeting her. I'm gonna go straight for her because this is like a high focus, high damage spell. So I'll send my skelly boys after the other skelly boys. You roll 2d6.
Skeleton on
Oh, I
skeleton
rolled
violence.
one action.
So I rolled 11. So
11? Okay.
I take 11 damage and she takes 33.
All right. I was like, man, I hope I'm not like too harsh on them. Sure enough. So I think that's...
Listen, we're meant to be part of the Emerald Templars. I don't know what
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, if this absolutely undead broad stand between me and the kennel, I'm gonna raise more puppy kittens. Then I'm sorry, the gun's gotta go blasting, and she's just in the way.
As you load your bolt. That's funny. Which actually works out because Darks is actually. Oh no, sorry. I think you get to command your skeletons on this turn.
Is it on this turn or next turn?
You know what? I think it's on next turn.
You raise
actually,
them on-
yeah,
I
you
think
raise
I
them,
think
and
I
then
raise
next turn
them
you get
this
to...
one, and then next turn, yeah.
Perfect. And then
I'll send them after the skeleton next turn.
okay, good. And then Darks, it is your turn.
All right, so on the back of Puppy, I am going to, with my primary action, do a suppressing shot. I'm going to shoot a warning shot over at the Odiva.
Mhm.
Effectively speaking, I don't believe I rolled a hit. I just shoot, and it's going to stick somewhere around them. And if they move on their turn, I get a free attack immediately with a 10% accuracy bonus.
Perfect. And then what is the radius for that? Or does it just say like if they move?
Oh, I see. No, right. The range on this ability is 40 feet. Are we?
So you should be good. Yeah, exactly 40 feet. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to roll my exhaustion for that. That's gonna be 2 exhaustion. Heck yeah. And with my last action, I'm gonna forego my running, my movement, and I'm gonna hit him with, I don't know if it's deadly aim or dead eye, but I'm gonna hit them with the thing that doubles my distance on my range and adds an extra D8 damage if I hit.
Okay, sounds good. So go ahead and roll your D100, your agility, and then fight.
Okay. So, let's see. My agility and fight combined is a 22 bonus, so this becomes an 82.
Jeez. So that is a critical success, which actually oh my god. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Maeve like murked this woman immediately, but because when you get a critical success, no, you guys are fine. When you get a critical success, you essentially do double damage for this sort of thing. So so go ahead and roll your damage. Actually, double damage dice, and then and do that. Yeah.
Sure. And I had the improved critical damage, so I also deal plus 10.
Plus 10.
Jeez.
Okay.
Are you sure this is good? Are you sure you need to pull your
I
punches?
I know
sure?
exactly. I literally
Not that
took
Power
away
Gamer's
skeletons.
going first.
I literally took away skeletons because I was like, this might be too much. I don't want them to have a bad experience. And then
You
I'm
don't
like,
have to tell us if you give her more HP.
oh my god,
Just
right?
give her,
Exactly.
just give her more buff.
We'll
Yeah,
understand.
Or don't.
Maybe she can raise more
What?
skeletons the next
Yeah, there you
turn
go,
or
yeah.
something.
Just kidding. This is like Dark Souls. There's like,
Yeah.
a
Oh,
whole
got a
This is
second
phase
form.
1.
Yeah, this is
So-
phase 1.
So I'm doubling the dice, or do I double the total?
double dice. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And also said I do max damage. Does that mean I still roll, or is it just max damage for the initial hit? I'm not too
Oh
sure
wow.
about
Okay,
that.
yeah. So if you do max damage, just like add up what the max would be for that. Yeah.
Okay, so just to put it out there, I have a decent crossbow with a high thing, so that means that this is going to be a D10. So it's 2 D10s, that's 20. Deadeye gives me an additional D8, that's
Oh my
another
God.
16. That's 36 damage, plus the improved critical, that's 46 damage, and she's cracked from the crossbow.
All right. Perfect.
I'm sure that's the only reason that she's cracked. I'm sure.
Yeah.
it's
There
the
you go.
only
There you go. Yeah.
reason. It's the
Only
crossbow
reason.
bolts.
So, because she's an instructor at this like sort of like Emerald Templars Academy, I assume you're gonna do like a non-lethal sort of hit, unless you're like just going for the jugular and then just.
I'm sure she's got wards and stuff, and
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah, there you go.
magic or whatever.
Don't they have some
Medic.
instructor magic?
100%
Yeah.
lethal, and as I getting chewed out, I'm like, what do you mean I wasn't supposed to kill her? She had freaking skeletons, and I was fighting for my life. I was blasting.
Oh my
That's-
god.
That's my entire thesis. I'm firing at this person.
That works. So you fire off your crossbow with deadly aim and everything as it just screams across the battlefield and strikes this woman who's already like reeling from this blood bolt that just impacted her, crushing some of her ribs and some of her arm and everything like that. And realizing that you guys like mean business, and immediately just gets a crossbow bolts to like the chest and everything, and kind of goes down and goes like unconscious essentially. So with raised skeletons, what happens if their master becomes unconscious is they go feral, so they no longer have a master and they just go wild. So they are still a threat and everything, to you guys and all that.
I have to be a dick. I forgot about my animal companions bonus to damage. That's another 4 damage to them. So it's 50 total.
Tiger is still, what was it?
Puppy.
Puppy, yeah. Puppy is still gnawing on her leg, and everything. So
At this point, does her family inherit the damage?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, it's take your daughter to work day,
All
and
of her
she's like watching from the
descendants.
stands, like, mommy. Yeah.
Being born with a bolt in their
God.
chest, going, "Why is this here?" A long time ago, this angry little goblin man just
This is
shot
the
me.
worst
Right?
student I ever had.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my god. And then, is that your turn, or do you have another attack?
Okay, I did second. Okay, so primary, I put up the warning shot. So if she can move, she probably shouldn't. Then
Oh,
I did
she's out,
Deadeye.
yeah.
Okay, good. That's my turn. And I
Okay.
take 4 exhaustion for that.
Perfect. And
Only
then
4
That's
exhaustion. for
wild that you
all
only
of
go for
that.
exhaustion for that.
Jeez.
that's see.
Ridiculous.
What's wild is that for martial classes, I was like, man, it seems so like unbalanced because like sorcerers and all that kind of stuff can do like really crazy things. And I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll just like lower the amount of exhaustion that they do from their stuff. And now I'm like, I messed up. And then like, like
I built this guy to deal damage and to rely on crits. I didn't get the exposed weakness ability because if I did, every time I crit, I'd get an ongoing like 10% bonus to hit buff, and now I'm kind of regretting not going down that route.
I don't know if you'll
Oh
make
my
it at
God,
this
that's
point.
amazing.
You got a big gun that shoots good.
Thank you guys so much for the raid. We appreciate you. We're playing Emerald Templars, and my mini BBEG just got wrecked, essentially. But the raised skeletons are still a threat. So after Darix, it's going to go ahead and go Sadi. So
Okay.
you're watching this as your companions are making short, quick work with Instructor Odiva as she is down and out with the puppy just like gnawing on her leg and flailing her unconscious body around. Whereas there are 4 skeletons that are still like roaming now. Their purple-violet eyes that showcase the ownership of from their necromancer has now gone red, essentially, meaning that they have no master and they're just completely aimless and attacking the first thing they see. Yeah.
I feel like Sadi had been gearing up to do things, and I have a suspicion that this kind of like 1-2 punch from Maeve and Derek's has happened a lot in this like slew of however long we've been trudging to get to this point. So there's a little bit of like a side-eye scowl from Sadi at all of this that's happening, and they just kind of sigh. They take a stance and kind of clasp their hands together with one of their fingers pointed up, close their eyes, and point towards the middle of their forehead. And this like illusory large eye kind of appears over their forehead as they're going to... Can I do a question first? Can
Sure.
I do primary, secondary actions not in order? Like I can do a secondary
Absolutely,
first
yeah.
and then a primary? Fantastic. I then am gonna make sure I'm in range before I do this. I am great. So the first thing I'm going to do is to I'll say the one right in front of me, the skeleton in front of me. I'm going to as this large like illusory looking eye appears on my forehead and the eyelid just opens, I'm going to cast Evil Eye.
Okay.
Which lowers the defense value of this skeleton by 10% for 1 turn.
Okay.
And that's gonna cost me 9 lucidity. That's fine. And then as my primary action, my eyes will snap open, and I'll just start spewing out this like string of words that don't sound like, and you can't comprehend what they're saying because these words are not words that are used in ever. They're just not used. It's like Latin, but if Latin was like eldritch horrors.
It's like Simlish, like Gooba Gerba,
Yeah,
as you're like.
except
Yeah, it's
except
that.
scary. I'm going to use my primary action to cast Tongue of Another World.
Okay.
And the same creature, I'm going to do some damage. Maybe. Do I have to roll to hit with that?
What is the effect?
It says 2d8 damage to a creature who can hear me.
Okay, got it. So yeah, you are gonna have to roll. So what you're gonna do is
Okay.
you're gonna roll your D100, and you're gonna
Okay.
do your intelligence plus your focus on this. And
Okay.
the defense value to beat is 10% because you use Evil Eye.
Oh, great. Excellent. Well, I have naturally 12 that I add to this one, so 22.
Okay,
Is that right?
22. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a 10 on your D100, and then you added
Yes.
yourself.
And I had 12.
Yeah, so you're good.
22,
So
yeah.
you have a full
Great.
success. So go and roll your
Excellent.
damage and everything.
Great. So that's 2d8, which is 6.
Okay.
To that creature. As an aside, the next spell I cast does activate the chaos magic table, but that's fine.
Perfect.
Don't worry about it.
Oh
I take
no,
So-
I
I
get
have
2 more
a
lucidity.
lot of skeletons out.
Don't worry about it.
What murder?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Oh my god. So you spent
And then I can still move. Is that right?
correct, yeah. So also you can
Okay.
sacrifice your movement to do another spell if you'd like to. Otherwise you can go and move or like whatever. Now I will tell you that Mateo is pretty thick, and everything
Right.
like that. So if you do hide directly behind him, you will get like partial cover and all that kind of stuff. So if there's ever a time where you need to hide from something, you can always do that, and you can otherwise you can do it behind a pillar, behind whatever. Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
more than happy to be a shield.
Great. A question for Mateo then. In the time that we've been together, has Mateo been more of a in the fray melee kind of person?
Yes.
Or okay, then what I'm going to do then as a free action is I can I'm going to focus on Mateo and I guess myself if I can use my ability Cosmic Guard
Okay.
to choose up to 2 creatures and immediately increase their defense value by 10%. It just costs
Oh
me a
my
lot of
God.
lucidity, but don't worry about it. We'll be fine.
Both you and Maeve are like bleeding from the nose and the eyes
my
and everything like
God.
that. Yeah.
It's fine. I don't have blood. I'm dead.
True, yeah. Another marigold
Um,
flower grows on you. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of is growing like this is not part of this hair is my real hair, but it's so big because there are also flowers growing underneath it, and it's kind of matting in it a little bit. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. The last thing I'm going to do, I think I am going to move.
Sure.
And I am just gonna, not even like the eye kind of is still there because it's still affecting the creature. But I'm just going to like turn and just like pat Mateo on the shoulder and say, "It's your turn." I'm just gonna step behind him.
Perfect. And then with that, it goes over to Mateo. So you watch as your companions spring into action. The area was already cold, and it gets even colder as Maeve summons, even more undead in this sort of area. And you watch as, blood bolts fly, actual bolts from a crossbow fly as well with deadly accuracy. And you see that the defenses of the skeleton has been warped to be very, very weak. And then and you also feel yourself like invigorated with this sort of like cosmic sort of energy flowing through you. And what would you like to do?
Question: this is all solid ground, right? This entire map.
Correct. Yeah, you guys are in like an underground sort of facility. Yeah.
Got it. Then Mateo is unfortunately going to have to immediately abandon Sadi, if only because he has nothing ranged to do. So Mateo, he's got his shield up, his talwar in his other hand. On his shield hand, he's got like a sort of rosary he's got wrapped around his wrist and is gripping in his palm as he sort of channels his god. And he starts booking it down this chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So he's running. He runs over to the one that he sees has just been sort of weakened by Sadi. And 5, 10, 15. I think that's good.
Perfect. Yeah.
And with his talwar, he whips around and sort of starts slicing at this risen skeleton.
Yeah.
And I believe.
And you're gonna do your D100 plus your strength and fight.
Okay. D100. Plus strength.
And you said you have your shield, so that yeah.
Yeah. 60, and that's going to be 64.
And perfect. So 64 will hit. Absolutely. You get a critical success because of Evil Eye that was placed on them, weakening their armor and everything. So you do double dice damage and everything. And yeah. So also we are playing with certain in-game like bonuses if you donate to Latinx Gaming or donate to Kofi or anything like that. And so there was a $5 donation for a reroll. So there's one reroll within you guys, to be able to use if anyone sort of needs this during this sort of session. And thank you for that. Yeah.
Does that double damage stack with my strength bonus that already doubles my damage?
Yes. We're just yeah. Go for it.
All right, so that's a 48.
D'Angelo, you've made a very fun game.
I was looking over the.
Yeah,
I was looking over all the melee stuff, and I was like, maybe archery is not the way. Maybe I need a big old dude with a big old sword. And I don't know. I think we're both doing terrific.
Yeah, you guys are doing great.
I think
It's
you're
awesome.
doing really good.
I'm glad you guys are
21 damage.
21 damage. Okay. So that is 21 damage. Yeah, that's perfect. You shatter this one completely, as it is down and out. And yeah, so you go up there with your Tawar, and you go ahead and use it with your immense strength, your martial training from being a paladin, even before you were here in the Emerald Templars, and it showcases, it shines through as this being of necromancy, this foul abomination of nature is now destroyed, and whoever this was is now put to rest permanently and everything. And perfect. So you've used your movement action, you've used your primary, and then you still have a secondary if there's anything you can do. If not, then that's totally cool.
I don't believe there's anything else I can do. Yeah, I'm good. He just sort of he turns around and focuses his attention on the skeleton that's right over there to him, and just looks at it menacingly.
Perfect. Funny you say that because it also returns your gaze, and it's just like bah, as it heads over with its like rusted blade as it goes to. And I'm gonna do this really quick, and then I have to help my wife put our 5-month-old baby down. So we'll take a little break and everything. But beforehand, I'm gonna try to murder you with this undead creature.
Yes.
Good luck.
Do what you gotta do. I
Okay.
understand.
That is 80% against your defense value. So you do get 10% bonus. So I think you're at 50%, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is 80%. That's critical success. So they're gonna go ahead and do their.
I tried.
No, you did great. 80% is not something characters can do it. I want to do these dice, but usually they roll higher. Okay, good.
Usually they roll higher. I'd love to hear that from the person who's running the game.
Right.
Nice.
Oh, does
So-
a
That makes
32
me
hit?
feel good.
Yeah. So that is 12 damage you take as you focused all your attention on this skeleton that you went ahead and struck and shattered. Just as you're turning around, they like get you into the armpit essentially as you wince as they take it out. Hopefully you got a tetanus shot. If not, then things are gonna get bad. And then
Tetanus, rabies, all of the needed ones.
exactly. So really quickly, I'm just gonna move these in position. That is gonna go. Yeah, you have like a chessboard essentially here, and then there we go. And we're gonna go ahead and take our break super fast, and we will be back shortly. And then perfect. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. We are back from our break and back in the action. Yeah, so it is now going to go skeleton on skeleton action with this skeleton right here trying to attack Maeve's summoned skeletons. So they are going to go ahead and roll. That's going to be a 30 against their, I believe their defense value is like 20.
20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so that hits.
Perfect. And then Wow. All right. So it's gonna take 11 points of damage.
Okay. And this is the skeleton on the left, your right.
Correct. Yeah. It's. Oh, sorry. It's gonna be the one on the right.
Oh, on the right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm tracking their HP.
And then this skeleton right here is gonna go ahead and attack this one super fast, and that is gonna be a 90 plus 20, so 110. So that's gonna be 9.
And that's the middle.
That'll be this one right here. So
I can't. Are you painting
950.
or? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry, mine's black
yes.
for whatever
Oh, yeah.
reason. It's like super dark.
Okay. I got it.
Okay, so that one's 9, 6, so 15. So
That one's barely hanging on.
yeah, correct. Now I feel better because at first I was like, "Oh man, you guys are wiping the floor with me," and then now I'm like knocking out crits and like
Listen, I'm
doing
sure
shit.
She just rolled real
I'm
bad
sure
in
if she
initiative.
could have,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sure if she
She
could have
could've made it.
gone, she
That's
would have
0.
Oh, she had like plague abilities. It was beautiful, and now she'll never
Ah.
get to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. High five from a distance, Maeve and I. We
I know,
got
right? Yeah.
Out of the fight immediately.
You have to like climb a ladder to high five Maeve, and then
Yes. Yeah, I know the tallest and the shortest.
so good.
So you're like, how do you bend down to pick puppies? You're so tall. Like I would get tired halfway down if I was you.
Oh my god. Okay, so with that, it goes straight back up to Maeve with 92.
Cool. I'm just gonna have all my skeleton guys attack. Like, I'm just gonna roll for the 3 little guys,
Sure. Okay.
and then
And
the big guy.
in Emerald Templars, flanking is a thing. So when you have two essentially targets attacking the same target, everyone gets like a plus 10 bonus to their attack. Rolls against.
Okay.
the
Do they
enemy
have
creature.
to be on opposite sides?
Nope,
Or just
they
both
just, like,
attacking the same?
Same target. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So they get advantage. Is that or what's the bonus?
They get a 10% increase in their
10,
or
okay,
10%
plus
bonus.
10.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. So I will roll from the left. That is 50.
50. Yep.
Oh,
you do.
plus the extra 10, so 60. So that
Okay.
makes.
You do hit with critical. So go ahead and roll double damage dice.
Okay, so 2d6. Okay, that is 9 damage to this guy.
Okay.
And then the middle skeleton is going to go for that same one. That's only a 20 plus, but then plus 20 plus 10. So that hits as
Yep,
well.
that is a full success. Their defense is 30, so you hit right on the mark. So go ahead and roll your normal damage.
Okay, so that's just 1d6. Oh, only 1 extra damage to that guy.
Damage, it's fine.
Damage is damage.
This is a
That guy's
Craigslist corpse,
trying his
so it's
best.
fine.
That one's a little awkward about it.
You're doing great, sweetie.
There was
Don't
only-
worry.
There was
Yeah,
only
yeah.
enough
Like, you're
bones to
doing
get most
so
of an
fine.
arm.
And then third. Okay, and then the last 2 are gonna go for this guy. So
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for the little one first. Okay, 30 plus 30, so 60.
Critical success. So go and roll double damage dice.
Okay, that is 8 damage.
Okay, perfect.
And then the big guy is gonna go.
He's so big.
He's so big, and he did so good. 60 plus 40 plus 10, so 110.
Yeah, that hits. Yep.
And then,
Wowzers.
so for
For the
the
crit, yeah.
superior skeleton stats, it just says all stats are doubled. Does that include the damage dice?
Correct. So if it's 1d6 for normal, it's going to be 2d6
It's-
for so you'd get 4d6 for his attack for this one because it's a critical success.
Cool. I'm just gonna roll these.
Smash it to pieces.
Smash him. Okay, that's 10 plus 10 again.
Alright.
So that is 20 more damage.
All right, he is destroyed as these two take him down and everything. Do you have a name for your superior skeleton? Because with your superior skeleton, essentially is a corpse or bones that you've really poured a lot of necromancy into with sigils and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be like one that's been with you for a while. If you want to think on it, you can definitely think on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about it, but I think he does have a name. Yeah.
Sure.
I'll think on it for a second.
And then now after all that, it's you.
I'm
yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna do anything because I can't. Well, I could. Bloodbolt's a little bit of a risk, so I'm just not going to do anything.
That's fine. So,
Yeah.
one of the actions you can take in this time is the like I think it's called like recover or something like that, or
Okay.
like yeah, where you can just go ahead and I think it's roll a d4 or something like that, and you go ahead and get to recover a stress of your choice. So in this case, probably lucidity
Awesome.
would be the one you'd want.
Weirdly enough, a physical stress because I rolled high on that and I have the lowest tolerance for physical stress. So,
That's
so
fine.
I might recover a little physical stress then.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
gonna move,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, because that spell does physical stress, and I did not think about what a weak little spellcaster I made.
That's pretty
and then I'm
dope.
just gonna take a little step back from my skeleton guys. And I would actually move them so that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, let me go ahead and get you.
Or actually, I think they're fine where they are
Okay.
because I just want to make sure Mateo can get to the last guy, but I think they're fine. I'll maybe move the little guy out of the way just so that like Eric's can have line of sight. You know, so I'll move these two guys kind of around.
Like this?
Yeah, just so that they have line of sight.
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
Everyone can get to them. Yeah.
And then let me see what it was. Super fast, primary, help, observe, rest. That's exhaustion. Snap out of it. Yeah, snap out of it. You recover anxiety, anger, or lucidity by 5. So you get to choose whichever one.
Okay.
So
cool.
if you're
Then
gonna, yeah.
Then I'll do lucidity then, since I can't do physical. By
Okay, yeah.
5?
Correct. Yeah.
Or do I roll? Okay.
Nope,
then
just
I'll
straight
just
5.
do. Cool. I'll just recover 5 lucidity then.
It does cost 2 exhaustion.
That's fine. I
Yeah.
have not used exhaustion, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
And then let's see here. So that makes sense narratively that you just spent all this time doing a blood bowl and
Yeah.
like summoning the skeletons and forcing them, and now you're like taking a breather as you're watching this chaos unfold around you and all that. And then after you, it's gonna go to Darix.
Okay, so Darix is going to take one look at the battlefield, see 2 enemies, load 2 bolts. I think I'm just going to try to spend both my actions firing at each of them. And first one I'm going to attack will be this one here in the center, the non-friendly
Put the
skelly boy.
red mark so you can know. Yeah.
Okay. That's 102.
Jesus. All right. Cool. So so with that 100 and yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say we're gonna feel real good about it until we get to like the next boss, and like we can't roll over like 20% to
I
save.
know,
This
right?
will
It's-
come
Yep.
back to haunt us.
Oh
but
yeah,
Let's
oh,
enjoy
yeah.
it while
when
we
it
can.
actually matters, it's gonna really suck.
You're
bad.
lucky. Okay, so I do want to do this thing really quick. So go to roll your damage first off to do
Okay.
double damage, and then you're going to roll on the Valor table because you got
Ooh.
above a 94% on your like attack and everything. And then
So-
spellcaster, same thing for you guys. And then Mateo, it's if you're using a prayer and you get 94%, you roll the True Faith table. If it's a martial attack, then it's the Valor table. So what is the damage?
So since I have the improved critical, which does the max damage plus 10, and my cat is out, and that's doubled, I believe my math is correct. Without doing Deadeye, this should be 34 damage.
All right, well they're destroyed as you just blow them to pieces, and then go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay. I did not prep a d20 because I was prepping
Oh, no worries. I
everything
am.
else. Let me. Oh, I got one right here. No worries.
You are? Okay.
Boop. Okay. 13.
13. Okay. So it reads here: your foe failed to properly secure their equipment, allowing you to lift a great value vial of red juice from them. But you don't like. Obviously, they're away from you and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna say that right next to you, there's just a dirt covered great value health potion, yeah, that you just like grab. It's the generic brand, but still, it works and all that.
Yeah. I look at it and I say, Heath potion. What the hell's a Heath potion?
It's
the
expired,
Kirkland
but
brand.
That's health.
Who's he?
Derek's, that's health. If you're hurt.
No, look. I turn around and like, see? Heath. Heath. There's no L in this one.
Oh yeah, that's the off-brand one.
And it has
It
a
still
bunch of
works.
the warnings and side effects are like huge, like written in the tiniest fonts.
Got a little bit of a chocolate and toffee taste to it. There's
Made
a little
with
bit of
red
chunks
dye
in it.
number
Exactly.
5.
Yeah. it smells like Swedish fish. I don't know if y'all like Swedish fish, but it smells like it.
Oh my god! So
with
that
my
was one attack, and then
That was one attack.
Yeah.
Secondary action, I need a bookmark. Let me see. You know what? I'm feeling saucy. I'm gonna go for Deadeye again.
Okay.
Because why not? That's going to be an 82.
82 is going to be a critical success, so go ahead and roll double damage dice.
Okay, and with Deadeye, this is going to be another 50.
All right. Well, they are destroyed.
Wow.
So you guys know that in your time with Darix, that you can tell that he's been around the block. You're not quite sure, unless you told them, like, you're not quite sure what his backstory is, where he came from, but he's pretty.
He's from the east side of Wedge.
Exactly. Yeah. Wedge.
Tucked into
Yeah.
the brick.
He's
You're
like,
talking through the brick.
I'm from
Yeah.
the east side
Yeah.
of Wedge.
From the suburbs of Wedge, across the river in New Jersey.
exactly.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It weren't the good suburbs. These were absolutely the bad suburbs. You know what I
And
mean?
You know that in every single exercise that you guys have been through, he has excelled way more than everyone else, in a lot of things. You guys consider yourself very lucky to have a companion that's this adept in like combat and all that sort of stuff that's here. So whereas
It'd be really cool if he sticks with us.
exactly,
I
yeah.
can't wait.
I can't wait for the
Yeah,
adventures
I
we're
hope
gonna
we're
go
all in the
together.
same unit when we graduate. Yeah.
As long as
Yeah.
Darek stays with you, nothing's gonna go wrong. It's always gonna
Yeah.
go like well and everything. So
Yeah.
So at this time, you hear horns blare as like the final skeleton has been destroyed, and you just hear like "Brr, brr, brr," and confetti is like thrown essentially from like a mystical cannon that just like goes everywhere as priests immediately enter into the area and start like trying to revive Odiva, and then they're like, "Stay with us, please!" As like
I walk up
bandaging
and I'm
her
like,
and-
excuse me, can I offer you a Heath potion in your troubling times?
Oh my god! So the
Excellent.
priest takes it like, yeah, oh my god, yes, and she like pops the cork and then like just downs it through her, and her eyes flutter open and everything like that, and she's like, holy shit, you guys are like the real deal, congratulations. As she's just like just on her would-be deathbed, but things are better now. So at this time, you guys gather yourselves. You're probably sweating, except for like Sadi, who doesn't need to sweat
Sadi
anymore, and
also is not sweating and had pulled out. There's this like 6-foot long scythe that they typically just have like holstered, and they had just unstrapped it and were ready to like charge forward to do anything. And like every time so far, Derek's just takes care of it. Sadi's feeling very like they just kind of were grandfathered into this win.
I'm gonna prove myself, and then you're like, all right, guess I'm just gonna
I guess
take
I'm
the
just
W.
gonna sit here and it's feeling a little like not it is gonna take the win, but is not feeling great about it personally.
Perfect. So at this time, you guys have finished this battle. The horns blare. The medics, the priests, and everything like that, and other Templars come in to like cheer you guys on essentially and guide you out of this sort of area. As your other Templars who have already earned their skull and crown, emblems, like are all there, just like cheering you on and saying like how great you guys did and everything, as they guide you down to this like sort of great hall where is where the Templars kind of reside when they go to do their like accept the missions, get like briefings on different things and how the state of the world is happening, where people are going to be distributed and all that kind of stuff, or deployed. And at the very end of this sort of hall, there is the, like, chapter master essentially of the Emerald Templars there, waiting to actually give you guys your emblems, as they have like four of, and they're bright, they're shiny, and all that sort of stuff that are kind of here. And in your sweat and your muck and your like wounds and everything like that, you feel elated. Well, I'm gonna let you describe the feeling. So, how do you guys feel about like getting through all this and finally walking down these halls with your other Emerald Templars that are sort of around you, cheering you on? You're finally gonna be sort of one of them. Are you like indifferent, or like actually proud of this moment, or what have you? And we'll go one by one. So we'll go with Mateo. How's Mateo feeling right now?
Oh boy. Mateo, so he's got a bittersweet look on his face right now. Like, he's smiling because this is a proud moment. They did something good. He does, at least for now, believe the Emerald Templars have the capacity to do good things. And he's happy to be a part of it. He's kind of needed to be a part of something like this. But there does appear to be something on his mind. And there is a sadness tugging at his eyes. But he's not speaking on it.
Okay, that works. Yeah. And then Sadi.
Sadi's been a little bit put out ever since that final encounter kind of wrapped up. And I think at some point, like, under their breath, maybe after, like, as the teacher that was one shot is being revived, and Maeve is dispelling skeletons and like all that stuff, probably under her breath at some point they would have said, could have let me do something, and is feeling
What is that, Sadi? Like, nothing, sorry.
Yeah, just like the pleasant smile that isn't actually a smile.
Yeah.
And is just kind of like, there's a little bit of a palpable a grumpiness to them. They are accepting this with a little bit of grace and a lot of disdain.
Perfect. And then Maeve.
Yeah, I think Maeve is happy. I think they went into the Emerald Templars as a means to an end, but they are someone who just like had a very like crushing public failure, and this is very much like the complete opposite of that. And I think it's like a very like, I think they're enjoying it more than we thought they would. I think they're enjoying, like, I think they're like kind of rolling their eyes at it, like, okay, like, I'm glad, like relieved, but and like happy, and like probably like congratulating like their fellow like trainees. But yeah, I think they're enjoying it a lot more than in a way that kind of surprises them. It feels good to like be recognized, to have done something well. And I don't know if they catch what Sadi is muttering under their breath.
What is your awareness?
It's only a 4, and I don't have anything to notice, so I think maybe I don't catch it.
Yeah,
But they'll catch it?
Yes, you would catch it for sure. Being as observant as you are, you clock the physical and some of the emotional sort of things that are kind of happening here, especially your companions. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think not noticing that for now, and just sort of like, just like a lot of relief, and then just sort of like, yeah, just like congratulating like everyone, and just trying to enjoy it.
Perfect. And then Darix.
Darix is definitely relieved. You can see him like, just kind of tapping his chest and trying to calm his nerves a little bit. He did not know what was going to happen. He's an older gent, had a few kids, doesn't get to see him anymore, so he has this kind of like reserved like yeah, I did something really cool, but like deep down inside, he really wants to party. He wants to celebrate with his friends. And you do every now and then kind of hear him like leaning over, going, we should get some dancers and some drinks, and we should go, really paint the town green. We're Emerald Templars now. That could be our pickup line. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but I'm an Emerald Templar. You know what I mean? So he wants to party and just kind of celebrate away from the crowd.
Perfect. So you all have these different varied emotions as you're your unit. You're a team and everything. You're the same team that you're going to serve with for 2 years from here on out and everything. And as you walk down this great hall, as you see the other Templars, and the look on them is one of pride and actual support. Now you see that they all vary in different experience levels. Some of them are fellow fresh sort of recruits that came out here just to see you guys graduate and everything, and other people are more veterans, as they're you can see that there's some grizzled looks. They've maybe lost an eye, different sort of markings and everything like that that's on them, as they all cheer you on, as they all kind of go quiet as you approach the chapter master here, who is this elder orc, same as everyone else, has still pretty bulky and everything like that, definitely has some scars and some battle wounds and everything, as he raises a hand to be able to quiet everyone down. And so they do, as they all turn in at attention. They go Maeve, Sadi, Mateo, Darix, you've been with us for the last 4 months, training with us, learning our ways, about the oaths and everything of our faction. And although our faction is much smaller than what it once was, and although we are not called upon by the great nations as we once were, we still hold true to these values that when the day comes, and it will come, mark my words, that the realm needs us to help defend against malicious forces, whether they be cults or whether they be magi that have gone rogue and everything, or even rogue Templars. We are the ones that have to be the first line of defense to go out there and deal with this. We are neutral, meaning that it doesn't matter if it is a lowborn member of society, or even a king, as it represents on the skull and crown. They will face our judgment if they do choose to act malicious towards the common folk, and everything. And the skull represents that you are in this, for your life, essentially. Now, granted, throughout the years, this has not really been the case where you've had to throw your life, away to deal with this. But there are certain times where you have to go out and you have to, address things and put your life on the line. So you taking these emblems is your agreement to this sort of oath that if you are called upon to defend your people, you will give all of your might, all of your magic, all of your life, to be able to do this. Do you accept this charge and this sort of oath, as they kind of all sort of look to you? And do you not, or do you do any of this? No, socially, if you decline, it's great shame. It's a super bad, mark in society, because, yeah.
I raise my little goblin hand, all racked with middle age, and I say, question. Can I hire people to do my job for me?
And they go well, there are different circumstances where you can hire mercenaries to help you sell swords, all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, when it comes time down to handle business, you're going to be the one to be able to get in there and sort of deal with it. Yeah.
What about tigers? I got a lot of tigers. I got a lot of mean, vicious, killing tigers.
They are not Darix, who signed up for us. So, although we love Puppy and we love Kitten, if they want to turn tail and run, they can absolutely do that. But you got to stay as, yeah.
Just kind of shrug and I go, that's right. Yeah, sure, I'm down.
Please do not purposely put your tigers in harm's way.
Purposely put them in harm's way. They're under my butt. Wherever my butt goes, they're gonna go. And if that's where the way the harm is, then my butt's the problem, not them.
Kitten is using their giant tongue to lick the side of your face during this very important graduation sort of ceremony. And yeah, anyone else want to make any comments, or do you simply just accept? Comments, questions, concerns?
I think Maeve just accepts. I think she's yeah, I think she agrees with the general mentality of the Emerald Templars, even though she didn't grow up super familiar with them. And yeah, she's ready to. She also doesn't think it'll be that serious, so.
Perfect. So you head forward. You put out your hand, your like violet sort of hand and everything like that. And as you do so, the chapter master takes your emblem again, which is like a skull and crown, and then uses one hand to put it underneath your hand, and then put it in your palm. And as it does so, you feel a slight pinch as it just draws blood from you, and it like illuminates in like emerald sort of eyes, essentially, as you've taken the oath, and now like hands you sort of emblem. And does anyone else deny, or does anyone deny, or do you all nod in agreement and accept this?
I accept this responsibility.
Sure. And then Sadi.
I think Sadi's the last, and there's just like a little bit of there's a little bit of a sigh, but they do step forward wordlessly and just extend their hand out.
Perfect. So one by one, you all accept, and you all feel the pinch as it draws your blood, and yours ignites in this sort of emerald glow as you go ahead and he continues and says, like, you are to wear this and where it can be visible and seen by all people, knowing that you have taken the oath of the Emerald Templars and you are there to serve the community to the best of your abilities. Now, if you are ever in need, if there's ever anything that happens where you require the aid of your fellow, peers here, your fellow Templars and everything, all you have to do is just press into your sigil, and it will call out to like the local temple, and then be able to let us know you're in distress, and we will try our best to help you out. But young sort of like recruits of the Emerald Templars, rise now as you've become one of us, and you have joined this long faction that's honorable and is here to save the known world from anything that lurks in the shadows and everything. As everyone cheers, you all take it and you put on your sigil wherever you deem, whether it be on your shield, your as a necklace, as a brooch, whatever. And sure enough, everyone cheers, and they all like, all right, let's party. And then they all bring out the brewskis and yeah, all
Yeah,
kind of
that's
stuff.
what I'm talking about. The dancers. Yeah, the dancing. I dance this really awkward, completely no talent dance. But I've decided to wear mine as a belt buckle on this
Sure.
belt that's wrapped around my gut.
Of course.
That spins. I'm just kidding.
Dale's gonna sort of like sidle up to Sadi for a second.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna sort of like lean down a little bit and look at her with like a sort of comforting smile on his face, and he's just gonna say, "Thank you so much for keeping me safe back there." And
You're welcome.
that's all he's gonna say. And he's gonna just smile and nod and join the festivities.
I think there's a little bit probably to most anyone else, it would probably go without notice. Mateo might notice an almost imperceivable relaxing of this tension that kind of is always there. As someone acknowledges that Sadi did a good job, Sadi feels good about it.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, and they weren't going to be part of the party, and now they're gonna at least stay for a little bit.
Perfect. And then does anyone else want to do anything? You are at this sort of ceremony, this party for you guys, this feast essentially, as they bring out the drinks, they bring out the food. Now, although they are a faction of soldiers essentially, they're very lax about this sort of thing. So they allow you to drink and eat and everything. The chapter master does come over to you, and he goes like, congratulations on this, joining our faction. We really appreciate you signing up and being able to serve, Waja in this time of need. We have your assignment, as they kind of like have this sort of scroll that they hand over to you guys, and goes, it is going to be Captain Volek that's actually going to, take care of you from here. So tomorrow morning, he is to, be here to pick you guys up, and you're going to begin your journey out to Nariza. So, to be able to go to your outpost and be able to help out in that, sort of location. And he kind of tells you before you actually get all drunk and everything like that. Now, to be honest with you, this is more of a political move than it is going to be a need for actual assistance, because in their city-state, it's a very shaky time for the Emerald Templars and their politicians who do not believe they need our services, and we finally have it in to be able to do this. So to be honest with you, it's going to be a pretty easy gig for you guys for these next 2 years. Serve in community service as best you can. They have a standing army. They have trained necromancers and everything, so they should be able to take care of most dangers. But just represent our faction in the best light possible, and you guys are going to do great. And you're going to stay with the faction and get promotions, or you can just get your signing bonus and everything, and then get out to live your life. But either way, this is a very important mission, and thank you so much for what you've done. As he goes to give you the warrior handshake and all that kind of stuff. Any questions that you have for him? Now, he is a chapter master, meaning that for all the Emerald Templars, he is the top man for Wasia. So he is the one that deploys everyone, decides everything, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So we're basically doing community service. Are we gonna get paid for this community service, or is this more like
He goes, yeah, you guys get stipends. You are able to get money for your service and work, and at the end of everything, that's when you get your biggest chunk of funds and everything like that. If you choose to resign, it'll continue to be chopped up in different ways, but you'll be compensated for sure. Yeah.
All right, sounds good to me.
And he's like, perfect. If you need anything, please let us know. I'm always here to help, and please enjoy the tacos and enchiladas as the chefs are pouring them out and everything like that. And yeah, you guys drink and eat. Well, I don't want to control your characters. Is there anything special you do at this, or just enjoy yourselves?
I definitely want to have a moment with Sadi.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Maeve later, but definitely Sadi during the party or during the festivities.
Mm-hmm.
Great. You'd at some pretty shortly after this, I think, as soon as the I have a question, D'Angelo, because I don't want to tread over your shoes. Is there a way? Could I ask if the rest of my companions could make a check to see if they noticed something about Sadi when it was announced where they were going? I want to see if they can notice something about Sadi's reaction.
Are you being were you blunt about your reaction, or were you trying to stifle it down?
Sadi was trying to stifle it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So go and roll your D100, do your will, and then probably your. Oh my god! I need to check the character sheet. Let me check this real quick.
Perform, maybe.
Perform. That's great. Yeah, that is exactly what it is. Yeah.
Good.
I think I would definitely have been looking at glanced over.
Yeah, and this might be a situation where you've been with her for a while, so she's holding on to something. She just hasn't told you guys yet. So
I think I just recognize her family, and I know that they're somehow related.
Yeah.
So the
I feel like I can tell when something's wrong too. Like there's a vibe you get, or a look you're seeing. You're like, something's not right.
Yeah.
It's only a 20, by the way.
20? Okay. So you try to stifle it down, and maybe in this crowd of people with your face away from everyone, a majority of these people don't even notice. You're just another person who's has anxiety in front of the chapter master, which is fine because he's a big boss and everything like that. But your companions, anyone who wants to, you can go ahead and roll your D100, notice, awareness, to just try to see if you have any other trade skills that might, apply here in any way you can pitch it. You can definitely try it and do so.
69.
Nice.
I rolled a 44.
You get the super sexy
44?
secret.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you get the secret, but sexier.
Exactly. Oh my god.
Ooh, I'm feeling unappreciated.
So sad. Scared to go back home and face
Oh my
my family.
Who am I? Ooh.
Not the ooh-woo.
Not the ooh. I got a total of 102.
Oh my God. Yeah. So you know
Derek's
her.
Wow.
so OP.
Yeah. You know Sadi's social security number, credit cards. Like you got.
Listen, that's another discussion. We gotta go that far.
Yeah. So you all recognize for sure. You can definitely clock that in various degrees. Like you all notice because you all succeeded. So Sadi, what do they recognize? Yeah.
So I think that there's a surprise, but that is quickly overtaken by kind of a little bit of like this surge of anger, um, and uh, I think it's the anger is the overtone. Like there's something about this place that kind of makes her a little like not even a step above annoyed thinking about going there.
And really quickly, did you guys say that all of you but Mateo is from Weija? Or
Yes.
okay, perfect. Yeah. So you know, Nazrea is a city-state that is trying to kind of do away with necromancy. They're not trying to incorporate it as much as the other city-states of Weija is, because their sultan is trying to be as progressive as possible and everything. So you definitely recognize that it's one of the more progressive areas, which makes sense. They're having the Emerald Templars show up and be able to have an outpost, and there's some pretty wealthy merchant lords and all this sort of stuff that are kind of residing there, and it's a pretty poppin' place. So, anyways, continue.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they would shortly after like the pleasantries with the person giving them their task. I think Sadi would have excused themselves without words to like basically hang out by the punch bowl or the equivalent of the
Horchata
taco
bowl?
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horchata bowl. Yes. The horchata fountain. They're they're just finding a little quarter. And drinking their sorrows away with horchata or their anger, I guess.
I'm gonna walk over after like talking with everyone, seeing that you leave, and going over kind of to be alone. Something inside me kind of has a sickening pain, and I kind of leave Kitten and Puppy with everyone else. And I come over. Are there margaritas here, or is that not the
Absolutely.
vibe?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get two like big goblet of margaritas, and I kind of like waddle over, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going? You did really good. Congratulations. You're part of the Green Tempies. Here you go."
I'll hold them, grab the margarita, and put my horchata down next to me. Thank you. Congratulations to you too.
Yeah, it's cool.
And Sadi, you actually get 5 anxiety stress from the announcement of where your outpost is actually going to be.
Great.
So not in fear of mortal danger, but still you're like dreading going there.
No.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah. Thank
So
you. Thank you.
So I look to you, and I kind of take a big like. So can't help but notice, kiddo, you're over here looking kind of sad. What's up? What's wrong?
We're just going back home, and it's a little complicated there. With this,
What, you too beautiful for them? They get jealous or something?
no. It's just the undead situation is a little different there, than a lot of other places, especially there's some weird political things, around necromancy and
Oh.
the undead and
Oh.
all that stuff, and I just don't want to get caught back up on it right now again.
Yeah.
So it's just I'll be fine. You know, I'll just keep a low profile or something.
I mean, yeah, I get it, kid. You know, I definitely understand how hard it is to go home sometimes. You know, sometimes you realize that's not even home anymore. You know, maybe it was, but then you left and it can't be no more. The people you love are gone, or the house just feels empty, or shit, the house ain't even there anymore. But you know, that's what I learned. You know, that home ain't a place. It's people, obviously. You got a lot of people here that want you to have you feel at home, whatever that is. You know, we're all from good old Wedgie, as I like to call it. You know, and sometimes it is a pain in the butt. You don't gotta worry about that though. You're gonna have two fluffy boys that like to get head pets, and also my pets as well. And you know, and if any push comes to shove, you got that really cool scythe. You know, I mean, have you seen me with that scythe? It's so cool. What you do
Yeah,
with that thing?
I know, it's cool.
Yeah. Hey! Don't let no bastards crap on your birthday cake. All right. Repeat it. I ain't gonna let no bastards crap on, cause it's your birthday, and they're never gonna give you a new cake. So don't let them crap on it. All right. It's got a lot of lights on it. You deserve to be happy.
I mean, if you want to get technical, I have 2 birthdays. Because I died.
That's even better. You got
Came-
2 cakes.
came back.
More cakes.
Okay.
No, I get it. No, I get what you're saying. I know. Believe me. But look, I want you to be happy, and I don't want you going home, despite the political complications, to get in the way of an opportunity here for you. And I know it's hard. I mean, I've only lived once, but you know they say you die a little bit each time when you miss your kids. So I'm just saying, it's not gonna be easy, but you won't be alone, and I just want you to feel like you deserve better than whatever's gonna happen.
So really quickly, go ahead and roll your D100 and then your influence and charm to try to, like, you know, break through and see how well you are able to deliver this message. Yeah.
It's not make Derek's a charming person, but here we go.
You're Danny DeVito. It's fine. You're Goblin Danny DeVito.
Listen, you're saying words.
He's
that
really
aren't
doing
there.
his best, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know when you have like negative amounts so far that it comes back the other
Exactly.
way
Yeah,
around?
Yeah,
it's,
it's
it's
like almost
weirdly
charming
Yeah.
how awkward
Yeah.
he is.
Like, you're such a goober. It's actually kind of cute. Okay,
Yeah.
so not much. I'm gonna say it's a 6. I don't know if vices can be used right now.
If you'd like to, yeah, you can use it. Or there's the 10% bonus. You can use your vice and also the 10% bonus that you had for a great introduction. So you can always
Oh, yeah,
apply that as well. Yeah,
We also do have a floating
reroll.
reroll. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
floating
hat.
reroll. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. You know what?
Reroll to
Do
be
it.
a good friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to be the best friend.
Go for it. Yeah.
Then D'Angelo's gonna throw another skeleton at us.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, power of friendship.
Yeah,
Send
yeah.
out the necromancers.
Yeah.
The skeleton witch is coming. Yeah.
Yes.
It's 1 better, so it's a 70.
70. Nice. Okay, good. With 70, it's exactly as you guys said. You know, he's pretty crude, pretty, like, you know, blunt and everything like that most times. But right now, after, you know, so many, like, months of dealing with Darex, you've learned, like, how they deliver sort of message when they're genuine. You can see that he's genuine in this moment. He's not trying to, like, you know, scam you, bamboozle you, or whatever. He's actually trying to comfort you, and it comes across. Yeah.
Yeah, I think to peel behind a little bit into Sadi, the mentions of being having a little bit of yourself die when your kids leave or move on, or however you phrased it, and saying you deserve better. Sadi nods and says, you know, you're right. I do deserve better than I've had in the past. And they'll raise their half drunk margarita and say, to earning better.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Earning better.
We'll just follow Derek's lead and chug the rest of the margarita.
Perfect. And that anxiety is going to go away for that 5 and everything like that. Also, for all of you, actually, yeah, it's fine. You get to remove 6 of whatever stress you'd like to, whether it be anxiety, exhaustion, physical, or what have you. Now that you're recovering from, like, combat and have some time to chill out and everything. And yeah, anyone else want to do anything or just enjoy themselves as they worked hard for this victory and finally were able to achieve it?
Was Derek loud enough to hear?
I mean,
you would have
how could he not be?
specifically you,
He's
Mateo. You
yelling.
absolutely would have like clocked them, yeah, because
Yeah.
you probably would have seen that your companion was already down in the dumps, and then and then saw that like Darks was over there, and then just kind of like yelling over everyone, and then yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost positive you would have heard, "Don't let them shit on your birthday cake."
Yeah, exactly.
You would have heard
Like
that.
just the exclamation points at least.
Mm-hmm.
Mateo, he doesn't do anything. So when it comes to like parties, he is the unofficial chaperone. So he's probably standing up somewhere, just like arms clasped behind his back, and he's looking around, making sure everything's fine. Everybody's enjoying themselves as much as they can, and he's sort of passively listening to this conversation going on. And he's just like nodding to every single word Darex is saying. He's just nodding along like, yep, absolutely, 100%. You go, dude. And like at the end of it, he just like wipes a tear from his eye and continues just like looking at the crowd.
I'm
That's
gonna
amazing.
say Maeve has the maybe opposite reaction. They are so annoyed at Sadi right now, like sighing at like this is a day to celebrate. Like you're sighing, you're complaining that you didn't get to hit enough because of like chance that you weren't fast enough. Like everyone is catering to you right now. Like what we're gonna go negotiate with more rich people where you're from. Okay, I'm so sorry for you. So she is gonna go.
Are you saying this
Party?
to Mateo, or are you like with the chapter master as you like?
I don't think she's even saying this. I think she's
Gotcha. Okay.
like, but the attitude is there. Like I think
Yeah.
she's like rolling her eyes at everything. Like Derek's is saying, like like thinking like Derek's is being sweet, but like this is ridiculous. Like she's had. They've had 2 pep talks within like a half an hour, like, and they're like, so I think Maeve is seeing that her compatriots are like so focused on Sadi is just gonna like go party and try to like in an unhealthy way, like just like fully trying so hard to ignore everything that's happening. Just like, can we just like have one moment where we're just like happy and celebrating? Like, so annoyed.
Perfect. So as you guys all handle the night in your own sort of ways, it sounds like all of you drink. Is that right? And Mateo, you don't have any like exclusions from drinking. You can absolutely partake if you'd like to, for being a paladin. Yeah.
He'll drink a teeny tiny bit.
Sure. If you drink a full glass, then you recover 1d8 of whatever emotional stress or you'd like to. So that means anger, anxiety, lucidity, whichever sort of one that you'd like to. And then the night comes to an end essentially as everyone party, they drink, they congratulate you guys and all that. And then one by one, you all return to the barracks to be able to take to your little area and then just like sort of pass out. And sure enough, you guys.
I have a question. How much does Maeve drink?
Too much.
Too much? Great.
Not
I would
in
like to
general,
have-
but tonight.
Great. I would like to have a stumbling home, one last confrontation when both of us have had too much to drink and
I'll tell
If
you what,
that's
I'll
okay.
hold on to the shoes. Mateo, you get the jewelry.
You're like,
We'll just
hold
let
my
them have it."
earrings.
No. Oh my god.
Quite
Yes.
not. I mean, I'm not anticipating that.
No,
Sadi's
I'm not- I just
anticipating
think
that.
that's
I
fine.
am though. It could happen. No, I think that like there's just you're probably wherever you're going to sleep. Like maybe just kicked your shoes off, and then I'm just in the doorway, like leaning on the door, also having had a decent amount to drink, probably next to Derek's, who's kind of was like the party buddy, I guess. And it's just kind of leaning there and looks at you as before like acknowledging anything and just says, "Why are you so grumpy?"
I'm grumpy? Wow, that is hilarious coming from Miss Size a lot on the best day of our training.
Okay. You just never, like, you look at me like I'm just. You're used to looking at dead things all the time, right? Like, I don't get. Like, I feel like I have a reason to maybe not like you so much because you like. I'm dead, right? And you like make dead things, right?
Really quick, if you'd like to coat your words in venom, you can go ahead and roll a like D100,
Great.
influence and daunt check
Excellent.
to be able to like try to intimidate the other person.
Yes.
Which will
I
give
would
them
also,
anxiety
like-
if you succeed. Yeah.
Can
I'll
I
take
add a
double.
vice to that?
You can. Yeah. You can
Great. I'm gonna
use your
add.
vice to anyone you want to.
Okay. This is probably gonna be wrath, honestly. So you said what are the skills to add together? I'm so sorry.
Influence and daunt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
2 skills I have nothing in, but that's fine. 66.
All right. Cool.
What is-
And if you want, you can roll
How
off.
much do I take?
Oh,
I roll off?
Yeah, so whoever gets the highest
Okay.
will yeah. So you used your vice, so that means whatever your vice amount, you're going to take that in whatever emotional stress you feel is relevant to you. So
I'm
with
gonna take it?
anger, anger,
Oh yeah,
anxiety.
it's 100% anger.
Got it.
100%
Okay.
anger.
And then
What am I rolling? The same thing?
influence and daunt. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got a 44. So
Okay.
I think you.
Yeah. So Sadi, hits hard. So
I think that makes sense too.
So
Yeah.
you're So go ahead and roll a d10, and that's how many anxiety you're gonna take. Yeah.
Guys, I rolled a 9 and I take double anxiety, so I take 18 anxiety stress from that.
Oh my god.
You're like confrontation, not something I'm used to. As like
Yeah, you see, I think you see Maeve's hands start shaking, and I think you'd probably like notice it, and she like clenches them into fists and like sort of balls them up into her robe to like try and not show how like shaken she is, and she's like, I don't care that you're dead. I care that you're a rich kid who got everything you ever wanted, and you seem to complain all the time about it.
Saudi just stares daggers at you and blinks a couple of times. Not that they really probably have to, but they stare at you and they say, "You don't know anything about what I've been through. You know nothing."
Ah, you're right, because you haven't said 2 words to me in the months that we've spent together. So, yeah, I get that you hate that I'm a necromancer because you have your own issues, but like, that's not my problem.
Maybe you shouldn't assume that all rich people have everything handed to them. Consider that. Right? Some rich people
Maeve
get
walks
everything
up
taken
and
away
slams
from
the
them.
door in your face at that.
Well, great.
Perfect. And then-
If rich people don't have everything handed to them,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Just
I'm
because
passing
of a trust
out.
fund doesn't mean
Don't have the energy for that right now.
So Sadi, really quick, give you an opportunity. If you want to, like, strike to wound essentially with your words, you can force another roll off if you want to do that. Same thing, influence Dawn. Do it, or you just say it like point blank, not making any effort to like, dig into them. Yeah.
I think if they had a little bit more faculty to them at this, if their inhibitions weren't so dulled at this point, I think they probably would have pulled their punch a little bit. And tomorrow they may regret it, but I do think in this moment the holding back, cutting words to be polite is just gone. So I do think that they're, if you're
Do you
okay
like
with
stop
it,
me
it's gonna
from
hurt.
closing the door? Yes, absolutely. Me, the player, is totally okay with this.
Okay, yeah. Do I try to stop the door? I mean, I'm standing in the doorway, so I think I'll aim to stop the door. Yeah. Because I'm not done. You said something. You said some bullshit, and I'm not done.
And
Also, I'm not being quiet, by the way. So if this is like a more like shared communal, like, I don't know how the like sleeping living situation is. If
2
there's,
people
like,
per like room essentially. So whoever Maeve's roommate is, whether it's Mateo or Darks, whichever, or even Sadi, if you want that drama to be
Are we
jeez.
being roommates? That's
it could
funny.
be
Yes.
why it's been so
I think
Don't kick me
that
out of
would
my
make
own
sense.
room.
It would make sense
Across the
why
hall.
I'm there.
across the hall. Darks and Mateo are outside like cleaning the doorknob and like
If it does get loud enough to where they can hear it, Mateo would like come out of the room.
You're probably in the hallway already
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like,
It's late at night.
yeah.
She tried to slam
Yeah.
the door. You need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Even you as a risen needs to rest and everything.
Yeah.
So you could stop the door if you wanted to. So that,
Yeah, I do, because it's my space as much as it's their space.
I think
So,
actually,
yeah.
knowing that we're roommates, I probably wouldn't have tried to slam the door, but I would have maybe just like stepped up to you. I think maybe I'll change it to be like going
that's
up
fine.
to
Yeah.
you.
So go ahead and
Yeah,
roll off
okay.
again. Influence and daunt to be able to try to do that. If you want to add your vice,
Session
you can.
1.
Yeah, exactly. Session 1. PvP.
Yeah, I think
You
I think I'm
win.
gonna keep.
I got a 0.
0. Okay.
Woo!
I
mean-
got a, yeah.
Yeah. That could
Well,
be
there's a
thing, is
chance.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but I'm adding my wrath, so I know I'm gonna be getting at least. I got another 66.
You're a tall,
Yeah.
sensitive necromancer who's like,
Yeah. I'm having a
You're
hard time.
7 feet tall, and I'm 5'2", and
And I'm like
I feel
shaking and
bigger
about to
than
cry.
Yep, exactly. yeah.
I'm 2'8" and I have no money. You can only imagine the kind of stress I'm under.
Yeah.
you. I'm just a little guy.
I'm just
Yeah.
a little guy,
And
I'm just a
then,
little man.
So you got 0, and then Sadi, what'd you get?
Like at 4
66.
technically.
4.
I got
Okay.
66.
66.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so you get a critical
Yeah.
success.
And also my
so-
anger is increasing
So,
rapidly at this point.
Mateo, you
So
probably
I rolled 2d10.
correct, yeah. So
First-
Mateo, you essentially can hear that it seems like Sadi's going too far. Like her words are striking way too hard, way too deep, and she probably doesn't mean to do it. At least that's what you can sort of assume. Yeah.
I don't want to stop any
What
moment.
happens when you get past 50%?
I will look it up, but I'm pretty sure
Oh.
it is. I'll look it up. Yeah. So Mateo, what were you saying?
I don't want to stop any moment, but are you guys okay if Mateo attempts to intervene?
Me as a player, yes.
Yeah, as players.
Yeah, totally.
79.
Whatever. Yeah.
Page 79.
79. Okay.
Okay, then he is going to sort of step up and go, okay, in like a quiet voice, because he doesn't want to like add to the noise currently going on in this hall.
Yeah.
There are a lot of emotions going on here, and they're both very valid sides. But might I suggest we continue this conversation in the morning after we've had some time to let the alcohol out of our systems, and we can think clearer and choose our words better.
So you're gonna take Your agility is increased by 10%, but your focus is halved. Not that it super matters here, but
That is good to know for the future, though.
exactly, yes. So, Mateo, did you want? Let's go have you roll. So, do you want to do this with influence charm to be soft and like nice, or do you want to do daunts to be like you guys need to get your shit together and then like charm? Okay.
No, we're doing charm.
Yeah. And if that doesn't work, let me know. I have a plan.
I have a crossbow. Yeah.
Animal therapy?
Or a tiger. Yeah, I have a crossbow.
What am I rolling?
Listen, this worked every single time. Every other time it worked 90% of the time.
Just so you guys know, because of my hindrance, I take double anxiety, so I'm at 40 out of 45 anxiety.
Oof.
Like, Maeve is on the verge of a
trauma
breakdown.
is like yeah.
You're about retirement status. All right.
Yeah.
My hindrance is arrogant, so that's good.
Mateo?
My hindrance is compelled lust. I haven't been able to flirt with anyone yet, but there you go.
Hey,
I'm so sorry. Just talking about
Listen, you called me pretty.
Yeah, I called you dances. I was gonna make the joke about the condom for the Magnum Dong, but I don't want to.
And then Mateo, what were you saying?
What am I rolling?
Influence charm. Yeah.
Okay.
If you have any other trade skills that are relevant, you can add those as well. Yeah.
I have oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You finish
I was gonna say, I have 2 points in therapist. I don't know if that'll help.
Yeah, you can do that. Go for it.
Okay.
So influence charm therapist.
Cool.
I think knowing that we share a room, I think I'm gonna reflavor my slamming the door as trying to storm out, and like you're stopping me at the doorway, like
Sure.
you're just like standing there and not moving out of my way.
Yeah. My 5'2" frame is too big.
I mean,
for
you do
you.
carry a
I'm
scythe
trying
wherever
to
you go,
exit
so
the
how is that not?
situation.
I do have a 6 foot scythe also. Like
Yeah, and I'm also not strong, and you know this.
yeah. I'm
That's only
surprised.
23.
I forget.
23. Okay, so it's a 23. So for Sadi and Maeve, you can choose to contest this or let it go. Where you automatically give them the victory, or you can contest this being like, no, we're not going to stop. All that kind of stuff. Whatever you want to.
I think I give the victory because I'm trying to leave the situation anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to walk
Okay.
like out the door already.
Let me go to
I
the trauma
think-
section.
Roll off, do it, go.
Yeah, I don't think Sadi really wants to let this go because this is the first time that there's been like this pointed confrontation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a really, really sore spot for Sadi specifically. So I don't think Sadi wants to. Like as much as Mateo is really trying, Sadi the inebriation plus this very pointed line of like conversation, Sadi's got blinders on, is so tunnel visioned into just a hateful like funnel. It's not good. Sadi needs you, Mateo, but Sadi doesn't want you.
So go to roll.
Yes, I'm gonna contest it.
So influence daunt once more.
Oh geez, these are not things I'm good at. As an aside, I'm really glad that we're getting this out the first episode so that we can work on repairing afterwards and growing
No, it's
as
so
people.
good, yeah.
It's like episode 3. You guys
great.
kill each other as like.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fun one, everyone. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So, with this one, I am going to add my pride as a vice for this specifically because like that's part of me that got hurt, which only gives me a 24, which I think is, what did you get?
Beats it. You got like a 20.
What'd you get,
I got
Mateo?
23.
23. I
Beats
beat
it
it by
by one.
one.
Yeah. Well, there's
Jeez.
it's probably a 22 because there's no odd numbers in Emerald Templars. There shouldn't be, at least, unless I did something wrong. But if you want to, Mateo, you can go ahead and push that by doing a vice of your own to be able to use one of your vices to just get that bonus and then dominate her score or Sadi's score.
Or you can use your 10% from your.
That's true.
Oh,
yeah,
from
you have
your
your
intro.
10% from
That's
your
true, yeah.
intro. Yeah.
Oh, I think we use the 10% because I don't think there's a vice I want to use in this situation.
All right. So now
That
it's
makes
32
sense.
versus your 24.
24.
Do you have
yeah.
anything to contest it, or do you let it go?
I think I'm gonna let it go. I think there is a very palpable I think the anger kind of flashes in Mateo's direction for a second until I see like how actually earnest you are trying to be in trying to help us not destroy each other. And it's just enough to not to like spread the funnel vision out. And Sadi just lets out a huff, and we'll just step out of the way to let Maeve run away.
So, Mateo, I'll give you narrative control over this scene. Are there any words that you say to the both of them to get them to shut this down, essentially, or do you just let your looks do all the work or whatever?
For this conversation, he mostly lets his looks do all the work here.
Perfect. So this paladin of the Order of the Butterfly steps in honorable. Well, I don't know about I'm going to assume honorable, but yeah. Honorable, well-intentioned. Comes in a ally of yours. Maybe even a friend if you consider them to be a friend. Steps in and tries to remind you of your place. All the bunch of other Templars that are here clearly can hear are all somehow some reason cleaning at 2 a.m. In these halls to get the chisme and everything like that. And sure enough, you catch yourself and you realize that this needs to simmer down and all that kind of stuff. And from this point, we're gonna say that you guys like chill out at this and find your way back to your own bedroom, or maybe you bunk up with Mateo and Darks in their room, sleeping on the floor because you just can't stand to be around Sadi. Whatever it is, you handle these emotions in the situation. One thing leads to another, and the next day arises as the sun comes out, the bright shining Wages sun, and there is a lot of awkwardness. Now you guys will heal.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that because I did almost hit 50% of anger in that confrontation alone.
So you heal.
I almost did 100% anxiety. So I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna try and step in and be like, pet the dog.
Yeah.
Pet
the
kitten,
dog.
the dog.
I think that is
dog.
where Maeve goes. I think she sleeps in a pile with the animals after this. I think she's just like,
Sadi gave.
I need puppy.
Sadi gave up the accepted the win for the win, quote unquote, for this argument, but it's not gonna this is Sadi's room, and also Maeve also stays here, and Sadi's not giving up the room.
That works. So
doesn't matter.
For everything but physical, you heal for 9 stress. Now, specifically for Maeve, you can choose one of those to be doubled, so 18 essentially.
I would love that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So you go ahead and do that. And again, Mateo, you get healing from all sources is doubled for you, so all that kind of stuff. So for this next day, you get your gear on, and it's tension filled essentially, as you can definitely feel the strain between your companions, Sadi and Maeve and Darks. Whether it's like you were like on your bed listening to everything but let Mateo handle it, or if you were just like snoring passed out and had no recollection of it, totally up to you and what you want to know about and everything. But ultimately, you guys get your gear on, and you are told by one of your fellow Templars that, like, hey, Captain Volek is waiting for you guys out in the courtyard. So, like, you guys gotta go and like meet them essentially, to report to your station and all that. And kind of goes like, it was good to meet you guys, and I hope you guys have a safe journey. As they kind of like, stop fighting, you guys are tearing us apart. Exactly. And then with that, you guys. Again, awkwardly, you have your baggage, you have emotional and physical baggage, as you have your equipment and everything, heading down to the courtyard, shoulder to shoulder in this time. Anything you guys would like to say or do? And Darks, you get the first word because, the scene was mostly, the two of them and then Mateo. And then, so if you want to interject, you can do something right now if you'd like to. Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like the energy is still kind of weird. It's kind of awkward because what happened last night. And kind of again with that wet gurgle of a voice, it's gonna crack as he looks around and he goes, huh? What's wrong with you two? What's all this? What is going on?
It's like pretty deeply, huh, Derek's? Pretty
Well,
deep
I
sleeper.
had a few drinks. I passed out. You know, I had myself a good time, like I do. So what's going on here?
You know, I think Mateo might be
Oh,
honest account.
all right. Well, hey, listen. Hey, yeah, it's none of my business. But while we're on the road, you know, we gotta be a family. So if you need anything, you talk to Mateo first, and then you come to me, and then we'll figure out what I can do with the dogs and the cats.
Sadi's just gonna kind of like hold up a hand as soon as you say family and say, I'd rather not be a family.
Oh, okay. How about like a club? You know, like a club. Hey, it's we're the Four Cool Kids Club, which is us and no one else. I'm not great with names.
We're companions.
No, the dog and the cat are companions. We're more than that.
Not yet. We're not.
Oh, okay.
And
So-
he doesn't say it to be like mean or anything. He actually sounds a little positive about it. He's like, we have
Like,
the potential.
we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
It's going to
One
get
day.
better. We're going to get
Mateo's
there.
hopeful.
We need to sort of just work at it.
And we're gonna say that you guys like kind of wrap up this conversation as you get to the courtyard, and you see this essentially like 8-9 foot tall centaur that looks very grizzled. He's middle aged, but has seen a lot of combat as he's just like very tan from being in the sun, where his armor is shown and everything like that. As you see, his sigil is there, very coated in dirt and grime, but still shines with the emerald through the eye sockets and everything. And this is so tense. Oh my god. And then so you watch as he kind of looks to you guys. He goes like, all right, let's look here, as he gets the scroll and opens it up. And he goes, I have Maeve, as he kind of looks over to you guys and sees which one. Yeah, all right, Sadi. Perfect. Mateo. And then Darix, as yeah. He looks over and then he goes, and Puppy and Kitten. Like, all right, cool. As he kind of scrolls up, he goes like, well, normally I don't do this stuff, so I'm sorry if I'm a little, brash or whatever, but I am Captain Volok. I've been with the Emerald Templars for like probably 15 years now. I was just passing through the area to deliver something to the chapter master, and he had asked me for a favor to guide you guys to the outpost and kind of show you the ropes and everything. But I'm going to be honest with you. I find the best way to teach is just to sit back and watch how you guys do things and be able to understand, how I can best, aid you and help you and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to let you guys take the reins, and we're going to go ahead and head out to head over to Nazria. So hope you guys are, well rested and get everything, good, because we're going to just go right now. As any questions you'd like to ask as you just begin this journey, as you start walking away from this training facility that has been your home for the past 4 months. And have you a lot of memories, good, bad, and otherwise, that you've, and indifferent, as you've kind of like, had here, and now you're walking into the open roads of Wasia, the sands, as you can see that, there's just the vastness of this beautiful desert that's out here. And anything you'd like to say to each other or to the captain?
I got a question. I drank a lot of margaritas last night, like 4 or 5. You all have any of those Heath potions lying around? I got a really bad headache.
And he goes like, I mean, we've all been there before. As he goes and takes out his like water skin and hands it over to you, and you find it's like cactus water, and it helps to rejuvenate you. You feel a lot better, a lot more hydrated and everything. And he goes like, Yeah, and he goes, now listen, how many of you have been here before in Wasia? As like some of you look like you might be actual, locals and everything. I can recognize you. Like, okay, cool. I'm like, yeah. As he goes, just a fair warning. Just I don't know what you guys' upbringing was or anything like that. But these deserts can be dangerous. They're from past civilizations that have been here long before the sultans and everything. First laid their first stone for their city-states. There's been a lot of wars with necromancy that's happened. So underneath this sand, as he kind of like uses one of his hooves to like kick up some sand, you see like a like skeletal hand that's kind of like wriggling a little bit. Like underneath this desert are thousands upon thousands of skeletons that are still like undead necromancy flowing through them that will attack anything that's around here, as he kind of points out in the distance. And he goes, there's also all manner of creatures, including bandits and all that kind of stuff, so you always got to keep your eyes around you and about you and everything like that. Let's see here.
Mattel looks concerned, especially as he manages to pull a random skeleton, for example.
And let me see.
I bet that was a plant. I bet he had that skeleton there just to intimidate us. That's all.
I heard that. And then,
And it was very intimidating, Your Honor. Oof.
so
I think seeing Mateo's concern, Maeve will just lean over and be like, "You got this. Don't worry. They're little guys. It's fine." Like the little ones we fought in the final. We're good. You're gonna be you handle them real quick. It'll be fine.
So, as you say that, you hear the sounds of like hyenas just sort of like whining, is sort of in the distance, heading over as fast and hard as possible. As you hear galloping, as he raises a hand for all of you guys to sort of stop, and he has his like spear that's there that he kind of like takes out and plants, just in case. But does it kind of like half-heartedly, like it's like, all right, let's see what's happening here, as you see that there is a wagon that appears over the actual dunes. Now the map is lying to you. There's no vegetation in sight other than some cacti that's like sort of around and all that kind of stuff. But coming over one of the dunes is this wagon with this merchant that looks very, very like frazzled. They're a kitsune. As they kind of call to you and goes like, "Oh my God, it's a Templars. Like I was gonna get you guys. There's a problem out there. There's a swarm of skeletons that has just like is assaulting this other merchant. I tried to help out, but there's too many of them, and I couldn't risk my cargo or my life or anything like that. You got to go help them." As he like kind of points out, and then now looking at him. He is sweaty. You can see that there is a wound that he sort of has on him, and even his like no, actually, the hyenas are totally fine. They're healthy. They never got hurt. But the carriage you see has some like nicks in it and everything. And from a base sort of look at him, he seems like he's telling the truth, as he's very frazzled and points out, and he goes like, they've got to be like maybe half a mile over there. I raced as fast as I could, but you got to get to them before they die out here. As he begs to you guys. Now the captain essentially goes like, he just doesn't even respond, as he kind of looks to you guys and goes like, "Well, what would you guys like to do?"
I'd like to help them.
And he goes, "All right," as he turns to the merchant and goes like, "We're going to take care of it. Thank you for the information. There's our training facility down there. Go and get some rest and help, and we'll deal with this." And he goes, "Thank you. Bless you guys. Amen Ra, like shine upon you." As he immediately just books it and then heads out. So he goes, "All right, well, you passed graduation apparently, and you did great. So I guess this will be no problem for you." As you guys double time it essentially. Now, when it comes to traveling, you guys have been on the traveling for a little bit and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and just roll this really quick. You're all gonna take about 6 points of exhaustion stress as you've been traveling, heading down, this sort of thing with all your gear and everything like that. And yeah, so how would you like to approach the situation? As in the distance, you can start to see the other carriage. We're gonna put you guys all over here. And you can see that there is actually just as they said, a merchant standing on top of their actual wagon. Their mounts are gone. They've just completely booked it and everything like that. As he has this like towel that he's like stabbing at the skeletons that are just like using their rusted sort of equipment to kind of like swipe at the cart and everything like that. And they have not noticed you guys yet. Yeah.
Mateo's going to speak up, and he's not speaking loudly, he's speaking just loudly enough for their group to hear, because he doesn't want to
Mhm.
prematurely alert the skeletons over there. And he's going to sort of whisper, "If I can make it to the merchant, I can assist them in getting out of the fray. But I might need a bit of a cover. I might need a bit of cover for that."
I said we start blasting. It
Yeah,
works
I-
every time.
Agree with Derek's. Yeah, Mateo, maybe you can let the merchant know who we are. And maybe also give them a heads up that we have a necromancer, so they're not afraid if I summon skeletons as well.
You're like, oh god, there's more of them.
I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe make sure that you're in there before I send them over.
And Darks, for you, because you just left the training facility, you still have a full ammo. So you don't have to worry about wasting. Yeah, you still have full ammo.
Excellent. Good. Well, I will when we are ready and deem it best, I'll start blasting.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're heading in, maybe letting Mateo take the lead, so
Mhm.
that he can give a warning and try to get in next to the merchant.
Ooh, if I can be so bold, if I can fire a warning shot as you're going, Mateo,
Mhm.
then the minute one of them moves, the one that I've pinned with the warning shot moves any at all, I get a free shot. So if you want to, I can kind of shoot as you run in at one of these skeletons. So the minute things go aggro, they're already marked for potential punishment.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to lay prone on top of Puppy,
Mhm.
lock and load the Blast-O-Matic 3000, and as you start running, I'm going to fire my suppressive shot.
Okay, good. So go to roll it. So you're gonna do your D100, your agility plus your fight, and because it's like surprise, essentially, you're gonna go ahead and get a 10% bonus to your roll.
Sure.
I think I'm also running up with Mateo. Kasadi's mostly just used like some spell stuff, but also they are quite an adept melee person and fairly strong. They just like to show off with the magic a bit more. So I think I'm running up tandem with you.
Awesome.
Quick question / point of clarification. So I think what I do with suppressing shot is I don't actually roll to hit. I just put the bolt near them.
Got
and then
it.
if they move, I get a free shot with a plus 10% to hit.
Perfect. Okay.
So
And-
yeah, I'm just gonna ignore the rolling. I think is what I do.
Okay. So this is the one you wanted to target.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Can you blip that one more time? That one?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the one that I want to target. Just so
Okay.
that the escape is cleaner.
Perfect. And I gave you guys the ability to move your tokens, so feel free to position it wherever you want to. So those that'll be running in, let me know who it is. That way you guys can get your 10% bonus. And then, okay, so Sadi and then Mateo. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then because this is a new day, Maeve, if you wanted to go ahead and summon your superior skeleton, you can do so, or just not do it right now and just wait, whichever you feel is to your advantage. Yeah.
How long can I have my skeleton out? Like, does he go away after a certain amount of time?
yeah,
Can he
essentially-
travel with us? Or
Exactly.
does
So
he
essentially one day.
disappear?
So at
Oh,
the
a
end of the
day.
night, yeah. So when you go to sleep, that's when you
Okay.
kind of dismiss him. That way he doesn't go like aggro
Yeah.
on you guys. Yeah.
I will summon him then, since he'll hang out for the whole day. That's fine.
Sure. Okay. Just
Uh,
pay the cost, and then you get him, and then for.
And then
Matteo-
whenever my turn is, I think I'll just cast like a regular spell.
Sure. So we're gonna have
the other
let's see here. So Derek's opened it up with the warning shot, so it flew through and landed at the feet of this skeleton, And then Matteo and Sadi, you guys have like this sort of surprise round, so you can like rush in and do what you'd like to do here. So, who would like to go first?
Is it alright if I go first?
Go for it.
All right. Mattel's going to sort of run in, and as he gets close enough, he's going to sort of alert the merchants to their presence. Worry not, we're here to help. And he's going to sort of position himself over here, just 30 feet,
Sure. Okay.
and put himself sort of between. Can you? That's off the bridge. So yeah, he's going to position himself here to be sort of between the nearest skeleton and the merchant. And I can attack, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then yeah, we're going to attack. We're going to take our Talwar, and we're going to strike at the skeleton that had previously been shot upon.
Okay. Go for it.
That is.
Fear not, citizens.
Fear not. It is strength. It's strength plus fight, right?
Correct. Strength plus fight. Yeah.
That is 116.
Damn. All right. So good thing I
Wow.
bookmarked
Damn,
this.
dude.
So you're gonna go ahead and do your critical. So roll double dice damage. First off, and then after that you're gonna roll a d20. If you don't have a d20, that's okay. I have one here.
I do have a d20.
Okay.
Let me just do my dice damage. $19 for the damage.
Damn. All right. This one is destroyed. As you go take it now, you see that these creatures are wearing armor and they have weapons, but they seem to be rusted and cracked and like from a very long ago age, and it serves little purpose other than decoration at this point.
And you said roll a d20?
Correct. Yep.
19.
19. Okay, your attack was enough to knock your enemy off balance, causing them to become prone. So you've done a lot more than that. So you're good. So you've used your movement, use your primary. Is there any secondaries you'd like to use, or leave it at that?
We're just gonna leave it at that.
Okay. And then Sadi, it is you now.
Yes. Sadi is going to pull out their scythe. Oh, it's dead. That's the one I was gonna go at. Well, that's fine.
I'm so sorry.
Damn it, Matteo.
Totally fine.
closest
I can
one.
get this one. It's
Okay.
fine. I'm going to move as I'm pulling this scythe out, and actually, because my scythe is in fact a scythe, it has a 10-foot reach. So, I'm going to move next to this one that I was going to hit, and swing this scythe around and bring. Whoop! I'm so sorry. Bring it down on top.
My immersion,
of
that was so
this,
good.
on top of this skeleton.
Sure. And remember, you get a 10% bonus because it is like a surprise sort of round as you like came
Great.
over the dune, ready to throw hands.
Great. Yeah. Oh. Well, that's 108.
Perfect. Okay, good. Let's see here.
Sick.
And you are doing. Oh, you are not a martial character, so you don't get access to the valor
No.
table. But still,
Yeah.
you go ahead and do double dice damage.
Great. So that is 11 points of
11? Okay.
damage. Yeah.
Perfect.
If it
So-
matters, the metal from this weapon is forged from spirit ore, because this is my arcane regulator. This is how I cast my magic.
Not in this case. They're just physical beings of necromancy.
Great.
A very crude, like an old school form of necromancy that's very chaotic, but serves its purpose. So with your scythe, you swipe another one, and it just destroys them as they shatter here. And you see the merchant visibly like relieved to see you guys. And you're like, oh my god, the Emerald Templars. And as they kind of like to keep their wits about them as they're still being like seeing skeletons climb on their like cart and everything like that. And then it's going to go to Maeve.
Okay, yeah, I think Maeve is going to just use blood bolts. I don't want to freak this guy out by raising those two skeletons.
I just want to use my blood and turn it into like a
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say,
feel
I
like
don't
if
want
I
to scare
just
him or
like
nothing. I'm
pull
gonna
the
use
blood
as a
from my
weapon.
body and send it as a projectile, that'll be less unsettling.
Don't worry, we're the good
Uh,
guys. Blah blah blah. It's like-
So, even with, and I'm still at half anxiety, but even with my halved focus, that's still a 75 to hit.
75 absolutely hits. So you fire it off. It screams essentially as it goes through across the battlefield, and we're just gonna pick one. And then how much damage?
So,
It's a critical as well. Yeah.
oh, it's a critical as well?
Yep.
Okay, well, it's 2d6 that I take time. So, if I roll a critical, do I double my own damage to myself?
No, it's just the outgoing
Okay.
damage. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So-
good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very nice to know. So I take 7 and they take 21, but that's not, and then I roll again.
You're good. They have 10 HP.
Yeah, they're dead.
So
I love this for them. They're
They
dead again.
explode.
Hey,
Yeah, I was
I've
gonna
been
say
there.
like, don't worry, we're the good guys. Blood bolt, and you just
Blood,
explode,
and then I'm gonna
and
send
then-
my hulking skeleton
Yes.
25 feet. So let me just measure that.
I'm sure that the merchants
Actually,
will-
can they move twice? Because he can't
Absolutely,
act on
yeah.
his turn. Yeah, he'll just head behind this guy.
Merchant has been accosted by all these tiny skeletons and sees this big hulking thing now start to walk towards
No,
him.
don't worry. That one's our
No.
friend. That one's our friend.
That one's good.
That's why we sent in Mateo first, but I don't know if you mentioned it.
Essentially, it's kind of like an IKEA skeleton where when you don't need him, you just carry his bones with you, and then when you need him, he just like rattles. It comes together.
Set him up.
But like
Yeah,
every time you put
exactly.
them together, you always miss one piece. It's like, oh, where's the
Yeah.
small?
Where is his femur? Yeah.
Where's his
Yeah,
other
yeah,
femur?
So, perfect. So you send a blood
that
bolt
seventh
away.
vertebra is always a tricky one.
Exactly.
Yeah, that L7 always goes missing. Swear to God.
It does. It's okay. I have spares.
Spare, you have a spare rib too?
Yeah, I do
Oh my
actually.
God.
Maeve takes you fully seriously. You need
Uh,
one?
let's see here.
I got a bag of bones.
Pulling bones out of her robes. Her robes are full of like a bunch of different pockets and pouches of like like pouches full of bone and like vials of blood and like different chemicals for like alchemical processing. There's like a million pockets going on.
Hey, whatever bones you don't use, can I have them? Kitten's starting to get like, chompy again. We gotta feed the dog.
Yeah. I got a bone for kitten for sure. This one was belonged to an animal. It's fine.
Just belong to an animal. It's fine.
Oh my God. So, at this point, the skeletons will now go. As one of them is going to try to attack your superior skeleton.
Yeah, actually, if
Okay.
they had enough movement, I'd like to sort of like block the merchant.
Sure.
that it
Yeah.
will hit the skeleton instead of merchant.
Absolutely. Yeah. So they try to strike you with a 50 versus your
I think
skeletons.
that does hit. Is 40. Yeah.
Okay. So
He's a beefy boy.
they take 11 points of damage
Okay.
as they take this rusted spear and just like just thrust it into their ribs and like all that kind of stuff. And then the other one is going to go around to Matteo and try to strike him. That's gonna be a 50 versus your defense.
50.
It is 50.
Are there
Yeah.
Okay.
are
So
there opportunity attacks in this game?
there are not. Yeah. I hate opportunity attacks, so I'm not gonna have it in my game.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Not today.
So meets it, beats it. So it will be 6 points of damage to you, as they take out their just mace and then swing it hard at you as it like clambers into your shield, kind of clips in, hits your helmet and everything. They moved, and so that's good. And then you wiped out all my skeletons almost. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go with the same. Oh, thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate you. So we're gonna go ahead and go with. We'll just go to the same order that we did last time. So actually, we'll start off with Derek's because you did your warning shot before and didn't get to do much else. So we'll have you go first.
Okay. Me?
You.
Cool. So, looking at the battlefield, looking who's left. Let's see, that guy and that guy. I'm going to use, yeah, they're all within range. I'm going to use my first action to do a good old regular shot.
Okay.
And that's going to be... What do I need to do to roll? No, you know what? Haha. I am going to use my vice. I'm going to use Wrath. I got the
Sure.
most of that. So now it says increases my accuracy by the vice. Now, does that mean like I cash in all 12 or...
So if you have 12 invested in Wrath, then yeah, you're gonna add that 12 to whatever else you have in your bonuses and all that kind of stuff. And the number to beat is 20 because they have 20 defense value.
Perfect. Okay. Then this will be a 45.
45. Okay. So you need 30 in order to get a crit. So you don't get a crit, but you do end up doing your full damage. So go ahead and roll.
Okay. So this would be... Oh, no, we don't double that because it's not a crit. This will be 1d10 plus 2. Okay, that's going to be 6 damage.
Okay.
I did that right. Yeah. I didn't crit and I didn't deadly shot.
And then, perfect. So if you choose to remain where you are, you can go ahead and shoot again, or you can leave it be.
I am going to...
Or move,
yeah, I'm going to attack again with my secondary to do Deadeye on the one farther... Well, who's been hit less? The one I already shot or the other guy?
The one you hit is looking like pretty damaged. They're like bloodied, essentially. And then the other one is full health.
All right, I'm going to do Deadeye against the one with full health. And here we go. All right. Excuse me. It's 7 die face. So that is 92. There we go. Math is hard.
Almost got a Valor table. So 92 is crit. So go and roll double damage dice.
Okay. With improved critical, he
Oh,
takes
God, that's right.
50.
Jesus.
50 for his troubles. Look at I want you to see the range of the damage I've done. 6 on like a meh and 50 on a crit.
Yep.
6 on a...
You're like, oh, the sights were off. And then you
Yeah.
just like...
Hang on.
Like I sneeze.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're like,
Oh,
oh,
I got
man.
it. Oh, that's schmuck in the
now
back.
they're just
All right.
bone dust.
Exactly. There's a literal like dent in the desert. This is like where you shot. Okay, so go and take your stress for shooting. The both times and everything like that. And then after that, it's gonna go back up to Maeve.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have my skeleton hit so you can this one first. So let me roll for... Okay, that was good. I think that's gonna hit even without his bonus. Actually, yeah, it's 80 plus 40. That'll definitely hit.
It's 120. Yep. So
big
yeah.
skeleton.
So
Go
that's-
boom.
that's
Double dice
correct.
for
Yep.
that one? Okay. Okay, that is 8 plus 4, 12 damage.
Okay. Perfect. I'm so sorry. This one was already gone. So we can just like reposition you.
Oh,
and
was
you
that one already dead? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we can just have you destroy that one. So, in a sweeping victory, you guys come over this dune, using your surprise round to be able to open fire on these, using your tower and your scythe and your skeleton and everything like that, and your crossbow bolts, and make short work of these, just wandering dead as a very tiny fraction of the Weija Desert has been cleared with your efforts, everything. As, things go quiet, other than, the sound of the wind, kind of rushing past you and picking up some of the sand and everything like that. The merchant kind of collapses on the top of his wagon and just, weeps, and he goes, I thought I was going to die. Oh, my God, thank you guys so much for being here. I didn't think that I was going to live, and he, I'll actually have this really quick. And so he looks to you. Oh, I didn't even do the weather. I gotta do the weather really quick. I'm so excited about this part. Let me see. 1d4. It is light weather. Okay, yeah. So perfect. So we're gonna say it's a small, kind of like small rainstorm, essentially. Nothing too crazy, but still. So at this time, he thanks you guys so much for everything that he goes like, I would have died, but like I can summon back my hyenas. I have their whistle here as he kind of like does it, and it's a very like high pitched whistle that like only animals can sort of hear. So like Matteo hears it like as like his Volgani senses like sort of go off, and sure enough, in the distance you see like 4 dots get closer and closer as the hyenas are returning back to their master. And he kind of goes like, please, I have to give you something for your efforts, as he like goes into his cart and he just like scrambles for things, as a lot of things are knocked around, and he goes like, yeah, this is, yeah, and he comes out with bronze bracers as well as a bag of like monies essentially, and he hands it sort of like over to you guys. He goes like, this is the least I can do, like please take this and thank you so much. I'm a small business owner, like if I would have lost even my cargo, my whole life would have been devastated, so thank you. As he like hands it to you. So stat wise, these brawn bracers increase your defense value by 4%, but they are heavyweight, which is another aspect of the game, but it's only one aspect, so it's like totally fine. So if anyone wanted to use it, they sort of like could essentially. Yeah, and then 10 monies is what he kind of like gives you as well. From the area around here, the dead skeletons, you end up gathering about 6 material as well, just as a whole, as a group.
Nice.
So yeah.
I was gonna say, I definitely, if we have time before we leave, want to like scrounge these skeleton bodies for materials.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to, you can do a awareness and notice to see if you can find any other like resources, here. So Captain Volek comes over to you guys and goes like, not bad, like that wasn't too shabby, like you guys are clearly able to take care of yourselves, so this should be a breeze for you guys to be able to handle this, and maybe I'll ask you guys to help me out with some of the missions that I have. And he goes like, it sucks that your talents are going to be wasted just doing community service and all that kind of stuff, but like, the people of Nazria will be thankful nonetheless, as he's kind of like saying this. Now at this time, Matteo, as you're recovering from the sound of the hyena sort of whistle and everything, you're coming down from that, you're feeling that the sand beneath your feet is like there's a tremble and sort of a tremor and everything like that that's occurring, and every second that passes it gets like more and more violent, and you can see around you that the sands are shifting and kind of like reacting to this sort of like situation as your companion. And maybe Maeve, you notice it too, because you're down on the ground with the stuff and you're like like, oh shit, here's another material. As what'd you roll?
I rolled a 64. I was gonna say, I feel like I am like hands and knees, like digging through bones, like in the earth. So
I'm helping Derek get his bolts back.
Oh, thank you. I was
Oh,
actually
yeah.
going to ask about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do, yeah. You end up getting them back, no problem. And so you do see that you find 4 more material that's here that you've scrounged. And as you're getting these like material, they're like, I can use this. As you see that the ground around you is like, just beginning to tremble. And Matteo, is there anything you'd like to say in this moment?
He sort of narrows his eyes and he's like looking around now. At the moment, he was sort of like ensuring the merchant was okay, ensuring the merchant's hyenas were okay, and looking around, making sure nobody else looked hurt. But when the ground sort of starts to vibrate and shake, he stops. He does that like alert dog thing where he like stands stock straight, ears fully rigid, and he's just looking around, and the muscles in his face sort of just contract and straighten, and more skeletons.
yeah, I think I make eye contact with Mateo in this moment as I'm like feeling the shaking, as I've like gathered my materials, and I'm like, I think Maeve is like, that's bigger than skeletons. Like skeletons don't feel like that. It's just something's coming.
Sure. And at this time, you look over and you see Captain Volek is seemingly also noticing what's happening, as the merchant's like thanking you again, maybe like taking Sadi's hand and shaking it, like you, thank you so much for everything, you're amazing, and like I'll name my kid after you, and everything. So as they're kind of like thanking you and all this kind of stuff, he looks and to all of you, and you see a look of sort of fear and dread sort of overcomes his face. And he goes like, everyone brace yourselves, as he himself like gets ready for something that's you're not sure is coming. So with this warning, it allows you to do a agility and also nimble sort of check. here in this time. So if you are an athlete, you could also add that to your roll as well. So in this time, as you guys are like, what is he talking about? Suddenly there is a rush from the ground, from the sky, from like the sides and everything like that of vegetation, as like, wood, brush, flowers, all this sort of stuff just rushes and overtakes the desert, and you along with it. The cart is completely destroyed, and all this sort of stuff. So go ahead and let me know what you guys got.
44.
44, okay.
Since I'm so anxious, I got a 52.
52, okay.
Nice.
Because I have the plus
Nice.
10 from still being at half anxiety.
That's amazing. And Mateo, what'd you say you got? One more time?
44.
44, got it, okay. And then Sadi?
10.
10, okay. And then Derek's?
64.
64, okay. So anyone with a 50 and above, you're going to take half damage. Anyone with 50 and below, you're going to take full damage. So Mateo, you are on the cusp. So if you want to, you can use a vice to throw yourself into a success and take half. Obviously, you take other stress, but it might be better, or you can just take it, whatever you want to do.
I'm just gonna take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, it is 15 points of damage. So anyone who got lower than a 50 is going to take 15 points of physical stress. Anything above that is going to take 7, essentially. Except Derek's. At this time, what happens is that you just get overwhelmed by this vegetation, these branches, some of these thorns and everything that just shred into your flesh and all that kind of stuff. And after what seems like a lifetime, which is really only about 10 seconds of this rushing sort of vegetation around you, you stop as you're caught in atop of a tree, or in the middle of a brush or what have you, and all that kind of stuff. As you finally get up and you hear Captain Volok being sound off, is everyone okay? And all that kind of stuff. So, who among you is the most wounded here? So,
Might be me. I'm at 26.
26, okay. And then Sadi?
Yeah. I'm at 15, but I guess it's also proportionately proportionate.
Yeah.
I'm at 15 out of 35, so
Oh.
I'm almost at half.
I am also almost at half because I'm 26 out of 60.
Printed out that I took 7 previously, so I'm at 14. I don't remember what I took the 7 from, but
You hurt yourself, didn't you?
Oh, the Blood Bolt, yeah.
yes, that's right. So I'm at 14. So I'm just under half. So not quite at half yet. So I'm okay.
Perfect. So you all sound off one by one as you're looking at your armor that's been pierced, essentially, and you're pulling yourself off of branches and pulling thorns off of your body and everything like that. That's cutting deep. And you sound off. The merchant's cargo is destroyed, but he's alive. Same with his hyenas. Miraculously, they're all untouched and unscathed. And same with the Puppy and Kitten. But you hear Puppy and Kitten whimper, essentially, as they're licking the unconscious body of this mangled and battered Derek's that's down on the ground, gored, in the chest, essentially, by one of these branches, as the captain is it's immediately attending to him and pulling him off and using a potion and trying to heal him and everything like that. And he goes shit, as he looks around to you guys, and you realize this is a huge mess that's happened, and you're not sure where to go from here. And that's where we'll end our session for
Oh my god.
Did Derek's just
Session
die?
1, killing off a player
Oh.
character.
So
Let's go.
For-
Interparty conflict, death of a player
I thought he was just
character.
going to be reassigned somewhere.
Yeah, reassigned to
to death. Yeah,
us
there you
to
go.
death.
Assigned to the
Oh my
afterlife.
god.
Right to
Yeah.
Shabalba. Don't pass go. Don't
Let's
get $200.
go.
There you go.
We just
So-
sent Derek's back to the infirmary, please.
Yeah,
I love
exactly. Yeah.
Derek.
So what's now? I'll let you do it, Derek.
Let's just come back as a resident. It's fine.
Or that.
Yeah.
That would be
Why don't
Your
you
risen
just go
buddies.
ahead and do your will plus your focus, and just give me a D, 100 plus will plus focus, as you're trying to scramble and hold on to life.
So I have no points in focus, and my will is 8. So that is that's a 48.
48. Okay, good. So
bad.
the DC was 40 essentially. So with that 40, you are still alive, barely holding on to life, but you are in no shape to be able to continue this journey, as the captain essentially knows that and is taking care of you. And this was gonna be safe for next time, but he'll just tell you that we've got to get to Nazria immediately. Like, we've got to see how the city's doing, and like we got to get him to an infirmary immediately, and do this, as he like throws him on his centaur, like very muscular, back and everything like that, and begins to just ride off and goes like, meet me there, as he like just bolts, leaving the three of you in this like now what appears to be forest that does not look normal. As Mateo, you've lived your whole life in Mariposa, which is a enchanted sort of rainforest, and this does not look normal like at all. And you didn't come from normal, either. So there's something weird about these forests. But yeah, we're gonna end here. So what we're gonna do now is have everyone go around the room and tell us who you are, where you can be found, and what you're gonna have, what you have coming up next and all that. So starting off with our guest, amazing, dreamy PJ.
Thank you so much for calling me Dreamy, and thank you so much for having me here. My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me all over the internet at PJ McGaw, including Twitter and Blue Sky. Also, you can see me on my channel, Nat20 Productions Official, on Twitch, as we do a Pathfinder 2E show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have a really big episode coming up this week, and we're going to keep on going. We have a potential charity game in August. More news on that when I can. We just got back to recording for the Vampire the Masquerade podcast, the All Night Society from Queen Quartz Games. Look forward to that. A bunch of other things, including possibly a show that I've been working on for a while with Q Times. So I'll love to tell you more about that when I can. But until then, this has been amazing. Thank you all so much, and good luck on your amazing adventure together.
Yeah. And then Daniel.
Hi, yes, I'm Daniel. I play Mateo. You can find me variety streaming a bunch of video games on twitch.tv/nightlichen, which is basically the opposite of my Twitter, which is Lichen Nights. And yeah, I don't really have anything else coming up other than, me being here next Saturday, or next Sunday, not Saturday. But yeah, this has been amazing, and see what happens next time.
Perfect. And then Maria.
Hello, I'm Maria. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Happy Capster. I am also a variety streamer, streaming a variety of things, including a talk show. I'm on season 3 of Nightcap, which is Tuesday evenings on YouTube. But it is an important thing because this week, my guest is the one and only D'Angelo. So you should come and listen to that on Tuesday evening on my YouTube, which is also at Happy Capster. Beyond that, I am also a cast member on Outcast and Outclassed over on Waffles Maple Syrup, which is also Pathfinder 2e campaign that's starting up this week, back up again after a small break. And then I'm also part of Abraxas' Precipice, which is over on Only Play Wizards, the Expanse TTRPG that is currently on hiatus until September, but there's plenty of episodes to catch up on if you like space and such. So come and hang out for all of that stuff. The only other thing of note is happening later this week. I am part of a one-shot for Fifth Sun Press for their newest upcoming Kickstarter. I want to get it right. It is the Jungles of... It starts with a K. It's very, very cool. They have a really cool Kickstarter coming out for a D&D 5e setting that is inspired by a wide variety of Latin and cultures. So come, I'm gonna play Mushroom Person. It's gonna be real good. So come watch that. That's gonna be on Latinx in Gaming's Twitch channel. So that's gonna be real cool. I'm busy. Follow my socials. You'll know what I'm doing.
Perfect. And then Isabel.
Hello, everyone. I am Isabel. I am a TTRPG writer and performer. You can find me all over the internet at IsabelIsOK. Every first and third Monday, you can find me over on Pluto Cleric's channel in the Gods Among Mortal Pathfinder 2E campaign. That entire campaign is raising money for the Trans Empowerment Project. So anytime you want to stop in and donate, we're going to be about a 20 session long campaign, and every single episode we're raising funds for the Trans Empowerment Project. So show up whenever you can, or just share the link to transempowerment.org. So our next game on that is going to be on the 17th. Then on the initiative order, I play a little scoundrel fox in the Midnight in the Marshes route campaign that is being run by Miguel Classico. And that is every other Saturday, resuming on the 22nd. So that game is a ton of fun. So if you want to see me be just a terrible, horrible little fox, check out the initiative order on Twitch. That's what I got going on.
Perfect. And my name is D'Angelo Murillo. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I really appreciate you for checking out Emerald Templars. And if you enjoyed what you sort of saw, one, follow the cast because they did an amazing job tonight. And then we will be here every Sunday for the next few Sundays to be able to like see where this story goes and what this forest entails and how they're going to address it and all that kind of stuff. And if you enjoy the game, feel free to click the link to check it out in Drive Through RPG. It is on sale right now for a summer sale, only like $15, so it's not that much money. And you get a great game for it, created by a lot of awesome, wonderful people. So with that, we're going to go ahead and send some love over to another channel to be able to give them some support as well. And once again, thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate you and hope you all have a wonderful night and a great week. So see you guys later.
Bye.
And then, perfect. The raid went through. You guys did amazing. Oh my gosh.
That was so much
Yeah.
fun.
I'll be right back. I
Yeah.
gotta really pee, but right back.
Yes,
Oh, you're
run,
gonna
really
come back.
pee.
Go really pee.
Oh my god, that's so amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
That was so